Z-RedRebel!
Hello, welcome to the first ever trial of this thing that I've ever done. For those of you who need a refresher, I'm Z-RedRebel, and these are a few of my friends. Friends, introduce yourselves.
Hello. I guess I can go first then. I don't know. What? Okay. Hi, I'm Catherine, but Katie's also okay. I will be playing a high elf mage priestess who is an ambassador, and her name is Ravelin. We're going with it.
Yes, Ravelin is the name of your patron god. By the way, if you can't tell, this is a D&D thing. Let's see how this goes. Next friend.
Hello, my name is Evan. I'm playing Callow, the Berserker. He's a half orc, half human. I don't know. I get upset easily. Well, don't worry, we'll have a great time,
That's
I'm sure.
a fair descriptor. All right.
We'll all be great friends.
Yeah.
Hello, my name's Natalia, and I am playing the angelic known as Moriana, who is a Gaia channeler.
Yes, and I am the DM. So this is my second time DMing for these friends of mine. We are doing this because our normal D&D group has been canceled due to our DM's injury, which we hope that he gets better soon because we left on a huge cliffhanger, which we desperately want to do. So in the meantime, I've prepared. I set 3 hours aside for today. I've created a little campaign for these guys. We're taking their characters from our other campaign and applying them to this, and we're giving them a different set. So you guys are now, instead of Athalia, you are in the world of Iogen, where the gods it is theorized that there is a patron god of the entire world who created children to be gods amongst other things. However, because of some unknown catastrophe, the gods have been sealed off from this realm. They are no longer to physically exist in this plane. However, they do often choose certain people to interact with, to speak with, or act through. However, this is all with consent through the person they have found. Now, we now go to the Scarred Lands, a once barren wasteland, which prior to around 400 years ago was a lush desert paradise where water was a common commodity and lush desert vegetation existed. It was able to support life. However, during the 300 years ago, a 50-year-long war between all of the major races left the world scarred and almost all the races on the point of extinction. 2 races were thought to be lost, the Tieflings and the Dark Elves, who were mostly secluded underground. It has been around 300 years, and there's been a treaty. The races are now very much more accepting of one another. However, in the recent 3 years, a new political power has risen in the Scarred Lands, known only as the Black Sun Empire, and it is composed of the Tieflings and Dark Elves, once thought to be extinct. And we now go to our High Elven priestess, an ambassador for the High Elven Council, which resides in the Elven capital, the City of Trees. We go with Celine, who has been tasked with the who's been given a delicate task to determine if this Black Sun Empire is friend or foe. As in the past, these 2 races have not always been the most peaceful, and suspicion is very high as they have just come out of nowhere and they are aggressively expanding their territory by killing groups of large bandits, desert orcs, and other, albeit undesirables and criminals, and taking over those lands. We now go to Celine, who has just been brought into the Grand Imperial Palace, where she is to meet the Emperor Hellbrant. And we will now go to you right now. You've had a very long. It has taken you about 2 months to get here from the Elven capital, and your caravan has gotten you through. They are currently in the town, kind of just, they're exhausted. They're getting settled.
Yeah.
And they're resting up. However, you being the eager to please, and you have an eye on on the spot in the next rotation of the Elven Council. You are eager to jump forth and go meet the Emperor. You're now approaching the palace, which is it's very much, you can tell that this was created by magic, and and the color matches the not the desert sand, but the desert rock, the very dusty orange kind of look. Mm-hmm. And despite it noticing that, it's very elegant looking. And another thing that catches you off guard, when you entered this city, you didn't expect there to be many places of faith. Uh-huh. You have seen a temple devoted to every pantheon in existence.
Okay. Very religious, I see. Mm-hmm.
Not as much as you think. They are small, they are simple temples.
Yes.
And they have followers of faith that you could see from the outside, but nothing as grand or extravagant as like you would have to Raylan back home.
Yes. Okay.
Standing there at attention in this dark, silverly plated armor, you see a mixture of tieflings and dark elves. And dark elves, unlike high elves or wood elves, who look very much human but like more beautiful, are dark skinned, like almost purple or tan. Mm-hmm. Their pupils are kind of generally the same, but they have a sort of more of a glow to them.
Okay.
And like they're wearing these masks that kind of look like night helmets. So you can only just tell based by the ears that one of them is a dark elf. Okay. And also the eyes. Tieflings do not have pupils, so you can tell the difference pretty clearly. They look at you, and you're dressed pretty elegantly. You're a high elven ambassador. Yeah. They both stand at attention. They seem to acknowledge your presence. Neither of them says a thing, except one of them makes a quick sigil in the air, and then as soon as it appears, it vanishes, and you are left to decide how to proceed.
Would I know what he did? Should I
do a quick Arcana check?
Yeah, let's do that real quick. I'm pretty sure she would have an idea of what to do here.
Yes. Oh, and just for everybody's sake who's listening to this, everybody in the group will get to their moment to shine. We're just starting with them. Wow, that is super high. I forget you have a 14 in Arcana.
Oh yeah.
Hey, real quick.
Well, she's also level
Off
3.
topic. In terms of like the seriousness of this, are we allowing some goofs?
Oh, there will be goofs are allowed.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
I'm like, we're recording this in time to be like,
This is something.
Wow.
This is something we never talked about prior.
Goofs are always welcome.
Goofs are always welcome. Also, I was gonna go with her wrist.
That's fine. So, Celine, you can tell us this is like another not like a weapons at the ready. This is an alert more of a certain individual. This is a set alert. It's like basically sending this person has arrived.
Yeah.
Yes. Before using this grand like doorway. It's like giant doors that like it's basically one door is the size of 5 of them. Standing side by side. Once that signal is sent, you sense a slight shift behind the door, and then they slowly part. And standing there is a dark elf in very elegant black robes. He's wearing sort of hijab, I guess. Hijab, yes, hijab.
Okay.
It basically looks like he's using this to keep cool, and by the lack of sweat, it must be working. Okay. He looks very dignified. He has a little bit of a goatee going on, kind of like a goatee that goes like this. Mm-hmm. So like from the
handlebar goatee.
No. Kind of like a handlebar goatee. It goes from the nose to his chin. Mm-hmm. It is very good to see you. I'm to assume you are the emissary from the High Elven capital.
Yes, I am. It is a pleasure to be here, sir.
You may call me Raul. Raul.
Raul.
Yes, I am one of the I am one of the imperial advisors.
I see.
I am in service to the Emperor Helbrecht currently. The currently Brandt dynasty.
I see.
I understand you seek an audience with him.
Yes, I was sent from the High Elven Council to ascertain this new to us empire that we want to make sure that there's all that is well, I would say.
A fair reasoning. After all, we have been in secret for 200 years.
Oh my, yes. That was
Yes, it was not exactly... It is an unfortunate circumstance that we must reveal ourselves to this world. Come, please, follow me.
yes, of course.
And he leads you through... So, you've seen the Scarred Lands before, and you've read about them. On your way, you expected this place to be dead and kind of lifeless. On your way here, it blew your expectations out of the water. You saw a few oases, you actually saw some agricultural sites, or at least some rough agricultural sites. But when you enter this courtyard, it is luscious. There's vegetation, there's water, in this courtyard, there are both guards and there are people. There is a small little market, there is a small vendor of food, and the smells that come towards you, it's like walking through think it like walking through a Middle Eastern cuisine shop, and you smell everything, and you can smell the spices in the air, and it's somewhat good. You see that some people are revered by the water. You see some children, both tiefling, dark elf, and there's actually a mix of humans and normal elves, dwarves, gnomes. There's an odd conglomerate of races, but in the most part, you see that in the sort of royal dress or attire, or the imperial attire, are mostly dark elves or tieflings. However, there's one group that stands out amongst the guards, and they are wearing darker robes, and they have this symbol that you don't recognize. It looks almost bestial in nature, but you can't really ascertain because that is not your area of study.
Okay.
But you sense magic from these individuals, very strong, old magic. And as you proceed, Raul basically tells you of that the Emperor has been not dreading this exchange. He's actually looking forward to it, and I feel it worthwhile to point out that you will probably not be allowed to explore the city unattended.
I see.
Yes, and we will not insult you. But the Legion will assign someone to look over you.
I see.
Whoever that will be up to the Grand Marshal of the Legion. And so you follow him to this rather, not plain looking, but elegant, simple but elegant looking palace. The doors open, and there's a fountain in the center, but there's also this comfortable chair just sitting, and on top of it sits a tiefling male adorned in simple robes, kind of purplish. He's not wearing anything on top of his head. His horns are actually pretty polished, and there's some jewelry adorning his head and his horns. There is actually some makeup around his eyes to signify his importance. And Raul keeps leading you just at the steps, and he bows before the Emperor. And you've taken a look inside. There's quite a few bit of guards, and you notice that the ones with the strange symbol and that ancient magic, they are in this room. There's about 10 guards in total, not of like the ones with the strange magic. There's about 3 of them. And then there's 7 regular guards just posted, and the regular guards are like holding spears with like 2 hands and at the ready. Not like they're ready to attack, but they look pretty proper.
Your Majesty, it is a pleasure to be here. I am Celine. I am a mage priestess here to visit your wonderful empire that you have established here, to establish connections, I would hope.
Hello, my name is Mexic Hellbrand. I am the current emperor of this dynasty, of Brant. Now, let us get one thing out of the way. I am very sure that your council sent you here not entirely on humanitarian means. No, I mean no offense. You are here to ascertain what our status is. Allow me to be blunt and upfront with you. We have no desire to expand beyond the scarred lands. We merely wish to retake what is ours and redistribute it. Our peoples, the Dark Elves and the Tieflings, have been ostracized no matter where we went. This is our home, because during the war, 200 years ago, we were nearly brought to extinction. It is only by a miracle that any of us survived. We banded together and we made this wasteland into our oasis. It has taken long and it has taken much magics, old and forbidden, to even your elven ways. That being said, I do not wish to make enemies. I wish to open the doors for peace. Let it be said, we do not follow a patron god. We allow any views. We have nothing to hide. We were free to roam this area. However, and he looks over to somebody standing, one of the 3 strange guards. Kind of looks down. Kind of looks a little annoyed. It's like brief, but it's there. On the advisement of the Grand Marshal of the Legion of my Legion, I am afraid you will be given one of our finest warriors to escort you. Now keep this in mind. He is trained to handle threats of any kind, so I pray you do not find out how skilled he has been forced to become. I would like you to perhaps roll an insight check.
Sure, I can do that. That's a 16.
Okay, an 11. So
Darn.
it's very hard for you to tell, but you get the idea that he's not entirely comfortable with the person that he is sending you with. But it's not because it doesn't seem to be out of spite. It seems to be something that you can't really ascertain, but it's not out of spite.
Okay.
So it's not out of distrust, but you can tell that there's something off.
Some caution needs to be taken. I see.
Zathros, step forward. And one of the younger of these strange guards, by the way, I should point out that once you get a better look at this guy, you can clearly see the more in detailed look of this uniform. Unlike the other guards, there is very little metal. There is some metal on the chest, there's a breastplate with the symbol that you are you're having some difficulty making out. There is a kind of a mask covering his lower face, and it's black. There is some small metal plates and a very much black silk like material for the, and that's not flowy, but it's not
Loose.
it's not skin hugging tight. Yeah. It's loose enough to the point where it would not get in the way. On his back, at his hip is a black scimitar.
Okay. Interesting.
However, when you look at his eyes, one eye glows faint orange, the other glows green. And and here's the interesting thing. It isn't the fact that So where like the white of your pupils would be is a light orange, where a pupil would be glowing green.
Ah, okay.
And white short, almost very short white hair, kind of matching Malik's hair, and kind of there's some similarities in their appearance. You don't know what this could mean though, because you don't really know how tiefling heritage and lineage works.
Exactly.
But his horns curl back and then point upwards. And Zarthros steps forward and he bows very, very politely, and he says in Elvish, which surprises you,
Oh, okay.
"Welcome to the city of the Black Sun."
I return in Elvish. Thank you, good sir, for your welcome.
He is... I pray my nephew will show you kindness. He is my only relative, after all.
Nice. Well, I appreciate you letting me have some freedom within the city. And
Yes.
I understand the need for caution. I promise you on my word, and that might not be much, but I promise you that I will simply observe. And what I have seen so far, you've established a very wonderful empire here, and I am eager to see more it for myself.
That is very, very generous and very kind of you to say. I can see why their council sent you. The emissary of the dwarves was loud. Very loud.
Yes, the dwarves are,
A very rowdy bunch, aren't they?
Yes, indeed. This is perfect wording. Could not have said it better myself.
Yes. And please, formalities aside, welcome to our city. We hope that we understand that it is not as cool as you are used to. We hope that the sun does not cause you any distress. If it does, there are many watering holes. In fact, Zathros, please show her to one of the wells. The wells are the very lifeblood of our city. The very existence of which, if we did not find these underground, we would be dead in the water, so to speak.
Yes. Thank you very much, Your
Yes, I also have your caravan will be under surveillance. I feel the need to tell you this so you may remind them their place and that they are the guests. If any of them are of the old ways of elves, it will do them well to remember that, despite how open and accepting we are of most, we will not tolerate any air of superiority, and that our punishments are not as gentle as the elven cities. I would hate to cause an incident. Be well and be pleased.
Thank you.
And Zarthros, he motions for you to follow, and he leads you outside the temple. And he leads you into the city, but he doesn't go back to the inn where you would be staying. He takes you instead to a very curiously built stable. And the stable looks bigger than you would imagine horses to be. And then, I have a question. Does Celine still speak Draconic?
Yes, I will still stick with that. Yeah.
You hear in Draconic, coming from Zarthros,
Yes!
the low guttural here. And then, from the stable, there is a few sounds, and about a 10-foot, not 10 foot, so far 6 foot tall, black scaled wyvern flaps out.
Oh, nice.
And he goes, ah! Ah! It sounds like it's still developing, but it's pretty big for like a child.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Nice.
And it flaps right in front, and like the wind is blowing away it's blowing at you. It's getting some dust towards you, and you're kind of shielding your eyes.
Yeah.
Zarthar was just standing there like, this is normal. He's taking this thing in. And the wyvern lands. It's still awkwardly kind of kind of cawing, but also roaring. You get the idea that it's, like I said, its vocal cords are not fully developed yet. It is. Yeah. You do see marks of adolescence in this thing.
Okay.
And Zartharos puts a hand to it, and it kind of nuzzles its head into it.
Precious.
And it says, in the Black City we have tamed wyverns. We have found them in the wilds and tamed them. This is Benedict.
Impressive. Very impressive.
Yes. We will be using this to get to the underground.
Oh. Lovely.
Yes. However, first we will stop by your inn and we will inform your caravan of the current situation.
Yes.
Now, he goes into the stables, he pulls out a saddle big enough for two, and he throws it onto Benedict's back, and he situates it. What are you coming? As he gets on top, saddles up. And this, by the way, another thing I should point out, this is a red-skinned tiefling.
I'm just laughing more and more. Sorry. All right. She's a little hesitant because she knows Draconic. She's studied dragons and things like that, but she's never really,
Seen?
Not really, no. Not, in real life. She's seen illustrations, for example.
He notices the hesitation. He's like,
Cautious.
not used to dragons, I take it. Of any kind.
No, mostly only in books, I'm afraid.
Tell me, how fast do these books say wyverns go?
Sorry, what?
He basically asks you, in the books you have read, how fast does it say wyverns can normally go? And being the fact that you've dabbled, you would know that, from the Elven Library, that wyverns, they're not as fast as dragons.
Yeah.
But at most, it's been recorded medium speed, at least tamed ones.
Yeah.
And by tamed, and basically has never experienced the wild at all. This is what you would know.
Yeah. So I guess I would just essentially relay that same idea to him. That yes, they don't go nearly as fast as regular dragons, but fast enough.
He gives you, you can tell there's a subtle smirk underneath the cloth mask.
Clearly.
And he clicks his tongue and clicks his boots to get kind of on the sides of Benedict, who basically lets out a and then flaps and then flies.
Oh jeez.
And the speed they're flying, you are not expecting this.
Nearly thrown off and okay, hold on.
And you grab his back ah!
Don't you freaking let me die.
And within about 2 minutes, you arrive back at the inn, and Benedict lands, and you're able to inform your comrades.
Cool. Yeah.
And for the sake of brevity, we'll say that you do, and then you get back on top of Benedict. You fly to the inner workings of the underground well. Once you get there, you get the idea. Okay, so the first thing you notice is it is for the most part underground, and you'd expect it to be underneath the palace. Not the case. This is underneath the center of the city.
Huh.
Which, to put it in perspective, the palace is on the far end. Mm-hmm. In the middle is a very good distance away from the palace. You take an underground tunnel. You see various tieflings. You see dark elves. You also see various handymen of various races: orc, half orc, dwarven, gnome, working and placing pipes on high levels. And as you guys get closer and closer to the bottom, you notice a half orc in what appears to be mercenary armor, kind of on a lunch break. He's eating eating this kind of I guess the best way to describe it would be a beef sandwich.
Shit, sorry, I wasn't even paying attention.
That's fine. So Callow.
So how is she meeting me?
You're eating a sandwich, minding your business. Oh my god, working
so-
up a sweat. But hold on.
Okay, so I'm just on like lunch break at my.
Yeah,
little,
you're
like,
at the
part-time-
you're
Okay.
at the ground level by the water because like it's cooler back down
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
You've been working up a big sweat, and you were looking forward to this fucking sandwich.
Dude, I always
Me
look
every
for,
day.
especially if it's a pulled pork sandwich. Which
Oh.
is kind
Pretty
of
much that's what
like.
you're eating.
Oh!
It's basically the equivalent of that.
Oh my
Nice.
god, I'm in love.
I'm hungry.
And so you're just sitting there eating your sandwich, minding your own business. As you take a bite, you notice this black-winged wyvern with 2 riders coming down, flaps down,
Like in front of me.
not in front of you, like a good 10 feet away from you.
Okay.
But you're just watching it like, the fuck?
Yeah, I immediately put down the sandwich and watched
the sandwich!
in shock and awe.
And
I
dismount.
got a bag, and I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
You,
I'm not
you do have a
gonna-
bag.
Okay.
You're not putting this on dirt.
I'm saving that goddamn sandwich.
Yeah, you
That's right.
are. Dismounting
I'm
from
gonna eat
the
it
first
after
to
I
dismount
figure out
from
what the hell's happening.
the first to dismount from this wyvern is a tiefling, red skin from what you can see. He seems to be of the Hold on. He seems to be of the Legion. He seems to be a member of the Legion, Legion of Drakar,
Okay.
which you have come to know are the sort of the special protectors of the capital city. They're revered highly for their skill in both magic and martial weapons, and how it's ancient. You don't really care about the magic bit, but you've faced a few in the arena, in the Crucible, like for training. They've given you a good fight. They have given you a decent fight. You've won because you've been fighting initiates, but you've had a very good fight. So that's what Callow has been saying. And then
Yeah.
Callow, you see him you see this tiefling extend a hand out to this very light-skinned elf
Yeah.
who is 6 foot tall and dark blondish hair, light brown hair,
Yeah.
who is awkwardly doesn't know how to get off dismount this thing, and eventually like he gets her down, and he like basically points out to the surrounding water. This is the first of our great wells.
Oh.
We are currently expanding the pipes so the plumbing and the water can get to the people's houses.
That's impressive, yes.
Yes, it has taken quite a bit of dark elven engineering and some dwarven ingenuity.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, we've had a few dwarves who are not the loud and rowdy bit.
Yes.
Bisbee too. And we've also had, and he notices you, Callow, and he's like, we've also had the luxury of workers willing to work for the fee.
Yes. Oh, that is always helpful.
Yes. By the way, behind you, you notice a stairwell.
May I ask where?
Oh, that leads to the That leads eventually to the surface.
Ah, I see.
This is the. We don't allow bathing in this area, as this is our clean water source. There is another place for that. However, we do not deny those who with clean hands to drink from here when they need to, or at least. And he pulls out a wine skin, like a leather wine skin. He takes a little bit, like he shows that it's empty. He kind of swooshes in, starts drinking from it. Crisp a little bit.
So I feel bad for like leaving you in the dust. I haven't been role playing at all. I've been kind of memeing back and forth with her.
Well,
It's fine. So basically, you've witnessed this tiefling explain the water system, how it's all like
Yeah.
shooting up plumbing to various houses and like other places of like business.
So they
And
got
he
they got an aqueduct system.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Cool.
And he basically tells like we don't allow bathing in this well.
Yeah.
We have another well for that.
Yeah.
But the water is clean enough, and we allow those to use wineskins to scoop up, and like he basically demonstrated like take a little bit into his own wineskin, drink from it.
Nice.
Yes.
water.
Now then,
Yes.
What is your passive perception?
Oh, perception.
Your passive perception.
Passive perception.
It means like basically your perception when you're not in combat.
Oh, so you just mean my modifier, or like
Yeah. What's your normal?
my perception modifier is plus 14.
Plus 14.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah. Do I need to roll?
You said 14.
Yeah.
Being that you are of high perception, Callow, what is your passive perception, I have to ask.
Being what? Like what?
What is your perception modifier?
My perception is a +8.
+8. Okay, Callie, you will not see this. Not at first.
Okay.
Celine, you kind of surprised that you catch this because, well, you're not too surprised because like you're not used to the sounds of this place, but you definitely hear this and it doesn't sound right to you. You hear death, footsteps coming from a dark corner.
Death footsteps?
Death. Like gentle.
Oh,
yeah.
like
Okay.
I'm like
Yeah.
Grim
What?
Reaper's coming for
I'm
me.
sorry.
Don't
Yeah,
don't
death.
don't pull
Death.
some poetry on us here.
Sorry,
GM.
sorry.
We
Yeah.
gotta know what's going on.
Very light
thought the
footsteps.
Grim
Okay.
You hear the soft
Yeah.
crunching of sand coming from some dark corner behind you.
Is this the part where we? Is this
And
the part
then-
where we
and
fight the
Celine.
Grim Reaper?
Yes.
You can choose what you want to do with this information.
Would I notice if anybody else around me is noticing it, or am I the only one who like?
You are the only one who currently notices this.
Okay, so I think Celine would essentially just kind of like try to like protect. She's like looking as best as she can around behind her without letting anybody who might be behind her know what she's doing. She readies just a little bit of lightning in her palm, very discreetly, so that not even
I'd like you to make a sleight of hand, which is basically just roll a stealth for that, but
Yeah.
continue what you're doing.
7. Because I'm pretty sure she's a little wary. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, yeah,
20.
it'll be hard for them to notice. They don't notice it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and say.
And I'm like, I kind of also then like quietly say to, what's his name?
Zathros.
Zathros. I'm not too alarmed, but I think there's someone coming up behind us.
The second you say someone's coming up behind us, that green eye of his flat, like the green extends to the rest of his eye, and he reaches for his blade.
Yeah.
And he then says, "Keep yourself safe." And then he turns around and he shoots out a burst of light from his hands.
Oh boy.
From the shadows, Callow, Celine, you see 3 men armed to the teeth with daggers and short swords.
Oh hell no!
They're dressed. They look like, okay, so modern day equivalent. They look like ninjas, except instead of like a slit, they're like goggle like things. Except there are 3 of them. One where the 2 eyes would normally be, one on top of the forehead, and they are blood. And like these are like dull red. And their armor has no sign, no nothing. These, Celine, I would like you to roll a streetwise. Callow, I would also like you to roll a streetwise.
We're looking at the fucking.
So
high,
just the
we're looking at
streetwise
the
modifier?
high fantasy hashashin here.
So just the streetwise modifier plus a d20?
Yes.
Yes.
Dang it!
So, Celine, you...
I still have.
I know, I'm gonna
Yeah,
wait.
Callan needs to roll.
Callow, you... Okay.
I'm rolling it great.
Callow...
Oh.
Hold on.
Sorry.
No, I'm gonna let you roll with my dice.
Yeah. Okay.
Go for it.
Yeah, you get to add the modifier because
Fuck
this is
off.
bullshit. Okay, so we're using roll 20
Oh yeah.
to roll, audience, and for some reason, he gets the
12.
worst luck.
I'm probably not going to see it anyway.
Okay,
Still,
no,
so.
you,
Well, I got
okay, so
15, so you're not.
15 and, okay, this is going to be very difficult. Callow, you can tell just by looking at these guys, these are assassins.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And you being the mercenary you are, you have a deep hatred for assassins because they have been, well, no, deep hatred because they are basically, where you as a mercenary do protection and you're not against
No,
killing.
hang on.
Okay, go ahead.
Don't-
Let me explain why.
I've thought this through. Callow doesn't mind assassins. He doesn't.
Okay,
he
I'm
doesn't
sorry.
hate assassins because they defile the glory of righteous combat. Nothing like that. That's not his character in the
Okay,
slightest.
sorry.
It's just another line of killing work.
Okay. I love that.
Another line of killing
Yeah,
Let's
another
make that a
day, another
quote.
dead
Yeah,
body.
It's another day.
He kind of sees him as a bunch of bastards, sure, but like
Okay.
that's just because it's not his style.
Okay, Celine,
Yep, sorry. Yeah.
you faintly recognize the three
Alright.
goggles thing.
Okay.
However, you're not entirely sure, but you've heard rumor, kind of the boogeyman of the world,
Ooh.
the 3-eyed crow.
Oh no!
This is from what you understand, this is a legion of assassins, which no one knows where their true origins lie, or what their allegiance is truly to, or what their end goal truly is. But you know one thing. If they are here, someone is to die. Someone in this room is to die.
And shit, if it ain't me. Okay.
So I would like everybody to roll initiative.
Yeah! I'm ready.
I'm
ready.
You, I would like to roll a flat d20 plus...
Wait, why is she?
Yeah.
She's not even in this yet.
There's a reason why.
Woo! Okay, so we're all rolling a flat d20.
No, you got... No, add your initiative bonus.
Oh, what the
So I'm just doing.
You're just doing a plus 20.
Initiatives are dex mod, yeah?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
A dex mod on
Damn
20?
it!
Okay.
9!
Okay.
8.
I'll roll this with
Wait, oh yeah, my dex.
Well, there you go, a 20. So.
Callow, you're gonna be going first probably.
Props!
Well, now hang on.
It's battles
I want to
of
now see. I want to actually, real quick. I don't think I have Doom with me.
No, I'll allow you Doom.
Why would I have it with me? I'm on the job.
On the job.
Well,
I mean, I probably have it in like the workers' barracks if that is a thing.
well, here's the thing. Being like you've been advised to keep your weapon handy on you just in case.
Well, okay, yeah, then
Well,
that's acceptable.
There we go.
You've been beforehand. You've been advised to have your
Also,
weapon.
is
I don't think I remember my
this
bow and
screen
arrows.
on roll 20? Is this the only thing that you got?
Yeah, that was the only thing I could really find. Sorry. So
That's fine. I just wanted to
yeah,
be sure.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think I.
We're not gonna. You guys aren't gonna really need it. I'll describe it in perfect detail and how
That's
close
fine.
you guys are to peep things.
That's fine.
So Callow has 20.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think
man.
so. I have a bow and arrow, so it's just clearly.
Assassin number 1 rolled a 19.
Oh boy.
And assassin number 2
Let's go.
rolled an 8. So Celine will.
Oh boy.
So assassin.
9. I'm gonna go before.
Assassin 2 rolled a 8. Assassin 3 rolled a 13.
What did you
We're hashing out some things.
Okay.
I can tell.
Celine had a 9, right?
Yeah. Pretty low roll, but it's fine.
9. Assassin 2. 8. To Moriana, you rolled an 8. Okay, I'll let you know when you come relevant.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, and
Tell me
now
that
we're gonna
I'm
roll to
irrelevant.
see what Zarthros.
Damn.
He's also a 20, so you Callow and you and so Zarthros and Callow will both go first, but Callow, since you rolled first, you will have the first attack.
Right. All right. So what? We got some fucking.
You have
assassins.
You have assassins in your
Right.
midst.
3 of them.
3 of them. They are armed to the teeth with daggers, throwing daggers, short daggers.
Are they in range of Doom at the moment?
Not at the moment. However, with your movement speed, you would be able to get to the closest one, which would be the first assassin.
Okay, then that's fair. I move toward the closest target.
Okay. What attack are you going to do, my friend?
I.
I'm gonna use, and we can assume that all of my level 1 skills are available at the moment. Yes.
Yes, all your level 1 skills are available.
Stops here.
Bone Crusher,
You are going to use Bone Crusher?
which is weapon damage plus strength mod.
Okay.
If the attack
Is that against AC?
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't actually say, but we'll assume so.
Okay, so you're using Doom?
Yes.
So roll a d20 plus 12, I believe? No, wait. Just add your proficiency bonuses and everything.
You're confusing me.
Your proficiencies. You just use your standard attack roll.
Proficiency bonus is a 5,
Yeah, so just do your standard attack roll.
which is just a d20 plus 12.
Yes.
A 25.
That will hit.
Okay.
Roll damage.
And damage. That is weapon damage, so that's the d20 plus 12 plus my strength mod, which is a 7. So that's plus 19, I
Okay.
believe.
Wait, did you roll it out?
This was so much easier when we had the macros.
I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
So
It just says weapon damage,
so that would be a d12
a d12.
plus your strength.
Fuck. Which is a 7.
Okay, so that potentially you
d12 plus 7. Okay.
yeah, d12 plus 7.
I'm never good at this shit. Alright, there you
That's
go.
not bad.
13.
Okay, so
And it says if the attack is successful, then the target takes 1d8 of damage upon moving on their turn.
Okay, so assassin 1.
And the effect lasts for 2 of the target's turns.
Okay,
I
so
just basically gave this guy a limp.
so you basically cut his HP down by 13. So he's down to. Hold on.
Next time he moves, we'll roll a d8 and he'll take more damage.
Okay. That is the end of. You still have. I say you could do. You could move a little bit, probably like take a step or two back, just in case.
Sure. I take a step back.
Okay. Now it is Zarthros' turn.
Are you making fun of my life?
No, sorry. No.
Zarthros,
I'm making stupid
Celine,
noise.
Zarthros is beside you 1 second. The next, in a
Go.
poof of smoke, he appears behind the assassin Callow had attacked, and he goes for a swing with his scimitar.
Ooh.
So this is just going to be a standard proficiency. That will also hit, and this is just a standard attack.
Okay.
By the way, Benedict's been kind of flew off once the light kind of shone, so he's kind of like flown off for now. You get the idea that Zarthros sent him away.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be a D12.
Battle time. Can I play music actually? I didn't ask.
Just as
Nothing
yeah,
too
just keep
crazy.
it just keep it low because I don't want this. I don't want my video demonetized.
And or
Oh, that's
royalty
fair.
free.
Oh yeah, shoot, you got a point there.
Yeah, royalty free is good.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
royalty-free.
I mean,
8 points of
that's debatable.
the assassin has taken
royalty free.
the assassin has taken 8 points of damage. So the first assassin is actually he's not looking too rough, but there's a big cut.
Oh boy.
So that is now. I have to do math. Hold on.
That was a good.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah. I'll be surprised if you last longer. All right. Now then, it is Assassin 1's turn. Now we're going to roll the d8 to see how much damage he's going to take. He takes 6 points of damage. He's looking very rough.
Oof. Got 2 attacks on him at once, man. Well, maybe at once, so yeah.
23 minus 6, that is 17. Okay. He is going to do Assassinate on you, Celine.
Damn it.
Amazing.
Amazing.
He is going to roll. So basically, what happens is he disappears for 1 second from your vision, and then he's going to strike at you with a dagger.
Oh god.
And we're going to see. Actually, he's going to do his multi-attack. So he attacks you with 2 short swords.
Oh goodness.
So we're going to roll this, and because of his assassinate ability, it is with advantage. So he gets to roll. It's a two roll basically.
Oh good grief. This guy wants me dead.
Oh wait, what am I rolling that for? Oh, he critted.
Damn it! Why? I'm not dying today, damn it.
You're not going to die today.
Okay, good.
So
Alright.
that's for the first attack.
Good lord.
Second attack. What is your armor class?
Well, because she's not wearing her, I don't imagine she's wearing her armor right. Well, because she normally
You have sort of an Elven Council armor on you that signifies you as an emissary. It's to protect you.
Yeah, so I mean, normally in the regular game it was like a breastplate and like some knee pads and like some slight metal, but it was light, so I guess it would still be light armor class.
So what is your AC? What's your AC?
16. Where's my armor class? It was over here somewhere. Fudge it up. Where the hell is it? Everything is not everywhere, and I'm really okay. No, it doesn't say where the hell. Okay, yeah, light armor class. I can't even figure out where the hell that is. But my AC is 16.
Your AC is 16. He rolled a 17.
It's gonna get bad. Shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
So
Shit.
So they both will hit.
Oh god.
Because one of them critted, it'll do double damage. So because it's a dagger, it's like D6 damage, so it's not gonna be too bad.
Okay.
So
Shit.
the max that this crit attack will do to you is probably 12 points of damage.
Oh, okay. I don't know my health is right now. Oh wait, no, actually, 4.
Well, here's the bad news.
Shit.
He did roll a 6 on the first attack, so you do take 12 points of damage. You also take an additional 3 from the other swipe.
So basically,
15?
15?
Yeah, he's done 15 points of damage to you.
DMG.
So you've now take how many points? What's your HP normally looking at?
44.
Okay, so you should be okay.
Yeah, it should be fine, but still. Damn it, dude.
Okay.
Dang it. Alright.
The next one is assassin number 3, who is going to use a sneak attack. He's going to use his sneak attack because he's within 5 feet of an ally.
Oh boy.
And he is going to he's going to throw a dagger at you, Callow. So this is against your AC.
Which is a 20.
It is a 20. Wow, he's going to have to roll pretty good for this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he will.
He would have to roll.
Okay, with the bonus, which I actually gave them all +2 with like proficiency for knives.
Oh, great.
So he gets. It's not a natural 20, but it barely does hit you.
Uh-huh.
And because this isn't a sneak attack, and it's on his first turn. Well, they can do sneak attacks once per turn. This will do an additional 4d4 damage to you.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a 6 and 4d4. So I'm just going to do that real quick.
Yeah.
I'll just roll that out and I'll keep track of that, I guess.
Where did my d4 go? Oh no, I'll just roll the d6 and I'll just use d12, roll 20.
Now that I can't keep track of it with the character icon and roll 20,
Oh wait, I can give you a sheet of paper.
I have a sheet of paper that I just need a pencil with a good eraser.
Okay, 1 second. Behind you, there should be a roll in my desk. There should be a roll of like pencils. Okay, so he rolled a 4 on the d6, and now we're gonna go to the.
Yeah, except this is all over.
Where is
it? We're fine.
Just open up the desk drawer.
Where?
It's
this white thing?
no. Hold on, I got this. Technical difficulties.
This is a dumpster fire.
Just pull out this.
My life is a dumpster fire.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mine is a dumpster fire.
All right.
Anyway, continuing with this bullshit.
Yes. Now let's see what the additional.
What? Where'd it go? Oh,
So an additional 10. So you take 14 points of damage.
I take 14.
Yeah, from a throwing knife.
And considering that I'm at max health at the moment, 14?
Yeah, 14 points of damage.
I'm at 42 health now.
Okay. He is also going to. That is actually going to be his turn. Actually, yeah, that'll be his
Did
turn.
the guy who I hit with Bone Crusher take the damage proper?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, he's looking very rough for wear. So Celine,
Okay.
you could potentially take him out when it
Okay.
comes your turn.
Cool.
Actually, speaking of which, Celine, it's now your turn.
Yay! Finally. Okay, so give me a sense of where everybody is right now. So
There's one behind you.
There's one behind me. Okay.
Zarthros and Callow are basically still standing over by the other two. You saw this half-orc get a knife thrown into basically thrown into them,
Okay.
kind of sticking out of their chest right now.
All right. Okay. So, what the fuck? Okay. So, since I had her already ready some lightning, I'm going to try to use lightning arc, and that's one.
What is that against?
That is any target within range. Doesn't really say. It's my intelligence mod. It doesn't really say what it's against. You can take a look at that. Yeah.
Lightning arc?
Yeah. That's one thing about spells I can never really get. What the fuck?
Okay, so I'm going to say that this is a dex saving throw.
Okay.
And I'm going to say because of... What's your intelligence modifier?
My intelligence modifier is a 7. But
Well, no, I mean your intelligence number.
Oh, my regular intelligence is 22.
22.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to say that it's a 19 to pass this.
Okay.
So, because this is dexterity, and this is an assassin, they do have advantage when it comes to dexterity.
Shit.
Well, actually, not an advantage. They
Great.
they have a +6 in dexterity saves.
Okay.
He has a natural 20. He's also going to do evasion, which reduces the damage to nothing. So you
basically cast lightning and it goes nowhere.
No, you cast this lightning, and you're surprised because this guy is pretty fucking close to you.
Yeah.
So you piece of shit, you throw your lightning out there, You have never seen somebody this nimble before. He ducks under, spins, rolls to the side, out of the way, stands at the ready, daggers ready. And now it is for assassin number 2, who is going to try to use...
Wait, go.
He's going to do a multi-attack on you, Callow.
Oh, alright then.
And this is all against your AC, so you should be pretty set. Okay, yeah. First one misses with a 5.
Just dodge your attack, my man. Also, that is not what Callow sounds like. That's just me being a shit poster.
Clearly.
Misses with a 16. So he comes at you swinging, short swords at the ready. He swings once, but this guy might be fast, but you've fought faster people before. You just step out of the way.
So I give him the 1-2 dodgerino.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dodgerino.
And now we're back at the top of the order. Callow, it's your turn.
Oh, alright then. So that's not easy. I don't know why I'm fixated on making that voice right now. Anyway, point is,
Do the red letter media voice,
yeah, that's really what Callow sounds like.
Star Wars, the episode
I
1, The Phantom Menace is the most disappointing thing since my son.
Turns out I'm actually Mr. Plinkett. Yeah, we're done with that shit. I'm gonna bone crush this motherfucker again.
Okay.
Wait, is that the nearest guy?
The one that just swiped at you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's right near. So this is not the first guy you attack.
I'm gonna bone crush him. Give him a good old 1-2.
So you're gonna do a bone crush to the new assassin, because the one that you attacked first is now going after Celine.
I'm gonna bone crush this guy who's right in front of me.
Okay. Roll.
So that's a D20 plus that good old
12.
17.
Awesome.
Does that hit them?
Just barely hits him.
But it's still a hit though, yes?
Yes, it is still a hit.
Great.
Their AC is 17.
Ah, God.
So, weapon damage, which is a good old
higher
D12
AC
plus
then.
my strength mod.
These guys are assassins.
Yeah, but
Are you fucking kidding me?
Again?
No, don't.
Okay.
I'm gonna take that roll. I'll deal 8 damage to him.
Okay.
Cool.
So assassin number 2.
For those of you who are unaware, my rolls are legendarily poor. And that's been the case this entire campaign. Well, not
the entire
this.
main campaign.
The entire main campaign has just been a shit show of me rolling incredibly low and still somehow surviving.
Yeah, probably should invest in a pair of actual dice.
Yep.
Probably not.
All right.
There might be other dice
So
rollers going online you could use, but
that is your turn. The bone crushing damage we will add into once it comes to his turn. Moriana, I would like you to do another D20 roll, just flat.
Can do.
Okay. Now. Oh wait, I completely skipped Zarthros.
Let's go.
No, it's actually
15.
not. Okay, we'll get to you in a second. Zarthros now is going to. He's basically going to. He holds out his hand. He sees that you're struggling with this guy. He basically shoots out his hand, and a bolt of fire jumps from his fingertips. Now we are going to roll to see if this hits from his hands. Just barely hits. No, this barely hits the assassin that was going after you.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. So.
That's good. It's a good thing. Okay.
Unfortunately, this guy seems ready for this. He only takes 2 points of damage.
What the absolute fuck?
However, he is looking incredibly rough.
Okay,
He's down
that's
to.
fair.
He's basically now down to 15 points of health.
Oof.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Now it is his turn,
Ah, God.
and
Clearly he's hell-bent on destroying me, so it's great.
yeah, he can't do a sneak attack on you.
Ha!
Wait, hold on.
Or can he? Shit.
No, he can't
Mwaha.
because he doesn't have any allies within range. Instead, he is basically going to go for a dagger swipe at you,
God, fuck.
and this is against your AC.
Yep, which is 16.
Well, good news is he misses. So because he's looking a little wobbly, he looked impressive at first, but like when he goes in for a strike, it's slow and it looks pretty telegraphed. So you get out of the way with no problem. Now it is the third assassin's turn, and because it's the beginning of his turn, he's going to take a 1d8, right, of damage.
Yes.
Callow? Where'd that thing go? 6 points of damage to him.
So Callow?
No, not to you.
To
This
the
is the
guy
bone
that's
crushing.
under-
Right.
This is for the guy who got bone crushed.
Cool.
Yeah, we got bone fucking crushed.
Bones.
Actually, wait. No.
Bones.
No, wait, wrong guy. But yeah, he'll take that amount of damage when it's his turn anyway.
Yeah.
Well, aren't they both bone crushed now?
No, only. Oh wait, that's right. I forgot to roll for the other dude.
They're both bone crushed.
Both bone crushed.
He took. Okay, so the first guy took full points of damage. Celine, he looks worse for wear than you first realized. He's down to 7 HP.
Well, damn, I should be
Amazing.
You should be able to sneeze and take him out.
I need to pick up a good attack.
Okay.
I have. See, that's.
Okay, so this assassin is going to use a sneak attack on you, Callow.
Oh god, fuck.
Oh, bad spook.
And
So this is gonna be off my reflex?
No, this is against your AC.
Why?
Because this is an attack that targets AC specifically.
Weird.
He's not a magic user. This is martial.
What?
Okay.
Targets. Hello. Eldritch Thunder. I forgot you were a thing.
Just barely hits you.
So it does hit me?
Yes. So it's another sneak attack bonus. So 1d6 and 4d4. So that's a 3 for the d6, and let's find out. So you take 10 points of damage.
Alright.
These guys can use a sneak attack once per turn, by the way.
Okay, cool.
That was 10, you say?
Yeah.
Cool. 32 health.
Okay. That is it for the third assassin. Celine, it is now your turn.
Finally, I think I am. Since I don't have my bows and arrows, I'm just gonna keep doing the spells. Where's I just got Eldritch Thunder, which is the thing that hit crushing targets.
Okay.
So it's closest to it, we will probably indicating it. This. Its range is 9 squares.
Okay, so here's the like in any direction.
Yeah, basically it's in either any direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you're doing this, how long is actually closer to you than Ghost? This will minimize my guess Cal. Well, here's the thing. One to two targets. Okay, I will say this can only hit the first guy.
Okay. Roll 2d8 one target plus intelligence on.
So it's against. Is this another DC spell?
Sorry, what?
Does it say roll against reflex?
It just says plus roll. It doesn't say roll against anything. It just says plus intelligence modifier. With
Okay.
2d8.
I'm gonna say again that this is required 19 for Dex.
Okay.
For a Dex save. So we'll see if he can make it.
Oh, that's a 7. My bad. Oops.
12.
It's a 12 plus 6. 18. You hit. He will use evasion to have it for himself, but roll damage anyway.
I kind of just did.
13 points of damage.
Yeah.
Halved. 6. He's on his last leg.
God, so close, and that was a daily action. Damn it. Fine.
Also, so as this guy gets hit by your lightning, you notice from the distance something kind of floating this way. You see, only you will see this because you're the only one paying attention to it, and
Yeah.
you're the only one looking that way. But you're also the only one with magic looking that direction.
Oh yeah.
You will see golden
Yes.
wings flapping.
6 of them.
Oh my God, it's seraphim level. Okay, cool.
And you see a female figure. I'll let you describe yourself once you land, which will be at the beginning of the next top of the round. Flying this way. Nariel.
Nice.
Oh, and by the way, that thing that caught your attention when you first entered, it's in that area.
Ooh, okay, got it.
Good Lord.
You will find out in a moment. We had. I told you guys. I told you all of your individual backstories separately.
Okay.
Okay. It is now the second assassin's turn. Since it's the beginning of his keep, he loses 6 points of health. He's down to 30. He is also going to try for a sneak attack on Zarthros.
Oh boy.
And he's also going to do a multi-attack on top of that. So it's a multi-attack plus a sneak attack. By the way, again, this is homebrew rules, so for those of you who are listening, like, that's not how you do D&D. This is all for shits and giggles.
Ha!
Okay.
Jokes on
This
y'all.
is a shit post of a campaign.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I only had 3 hours to build this one.
Oh,
Probably won't
19.
even last more than
19?
2
I
sessions.
think it could
Yeah.
be 16. I don't know.
Okay, that hits.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is going to hit Zarthros.
Where do you go?
The first one hits.
Zapros.
Zarthros. Also.
Second one also hits.
Damn.
So that's not going to be good for him.
Mm-mm.
Did you just drop water? I'm like,
No.
okay,
Tossed it
I was
even,
about to say.
right through my
Look
hand.
at those.
Okay, so that's a
Magic.
shit, boy.
Oh shit, what up?
You'll find out in a second. Okay, so the first attack deals about 13 points of damage to Zarthros.
Ooh, boy.
And these are cuts with... Callow, you would recognize these as intent to seriously kill.
Ooh.
Like, it seems... like, with you guys, it seemed like to wound or subdue. This seems directly pointed towards him. Another roll. Motherfucker! 18 points of damage. Zarthros... I have to go back and look. Okay, so Zarthros... Ooh. Ooh. So, 13 plus 18... Ooh, yeah. They took a good chunk of his health out of the way. He's down to like... He's down to like 28.
Shit.
So, within one fell swoop, Zarthros has been severely wounded by the only still, like, intact
Yes.
assassin.
Jesus, that's
All the assassins are still alive, right?
Yeah.
All of them are still alive, right?
Only one that's really
Only one
death-
that's within that's on death's door is the one that you first attacked.
Which is Assassin 1 or 2?
Assassin 1.
Okay.
Okay, top of the round, it's Callow.
Oh boy.
Now, would you like to describe yourself more, Rihanna?
I would, yes. Okay.
Oh.
Those of you paying attention, besides the beautiful 6 small wings that are protruding from her back, Moriana approaches a young, frail girl, 5'5", just average looking, with long blonde hair curled up into a knotted bun at her chin to the left, followed by a long train of braids.
Oh, wow.
She has light, soft gray-blue eyes and little faint freckles. She's wearing a very long green shirt-looking dress and very short, like, leggings that go down half thigh. And no shoes.
Oh.
I would like you to please roll initiative, but we will get to you later.
Sure thing.
Callow, how would you like to... What is your move?
What is your move?
Who's the nearest bad guy?
The nearest one to you would be Assassin 2, who you bone crushed previously.
Cool. Well, I can't
Roll
bone
a
Who
crush.
also... Actually, it would be Assassin 3, who you have not bone crushed yet, I think.
Well, I can't
Is
bone...
that the one still supposed
Well,
to
I can't bone crush number 3 because I can only use it twice per encounter.
You will be last.
Yes, I
I'm
assume.
gonna go ahead and let's see here. Bloodthirst barrage that bad boy.
What does Bloodthirst Barrage do again?
So so it's the hell.
Is it...
Hang on, I'm trying to figure this out.
It's okay.
Okay, so the damage is my weapon damage, so it's gonna be
A D12.
a D12 plus X D4, where X equals a D4 roll. So I roll a D4 to see how many extra D4s I roll. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, I can understand.
So first I'm gonna roll a flat. Well, first I want to see if it lands.
I will give you a D4 to roll to determine how many you roll.
Hang on. Let me roll your 20,
Go for it.
because I'm fucking done using roll 20. Fuck.
Fair enough.
Seriously,
Great.
fuck off.
Just
9 plus
you're 12.
my 12, so
That's a Wow, that's a 21 to hit.
That'll hit, won't it?
That'll definitely
Okay,
hit.
cool.
So
And
you're
then-
targeting assassin, which one?
The closest one, number 3, I'm assuming is what.
Yeah,
it
so
is.
you're going after number 3, who has not been hit at all, actually.
How do I know which one?
It's the one that's pointed at the very top.
2.
Okay, so you roll 2d4.
Okay.
So you add your strength, your weapon damage. No, your weapon damage,
Okay, so-
and 2d4.
So give me a D12.
Okay, hold on. D12, and here's the other one.
D12 and 2D4.
7, 3, 3, 13.
13 points of damage. Wow, that's a very good first hit.
You guys are even gonna need me. What am I doing here?
What are you doing here? I have no
You'll
idea
find
why
out.
you even showed up.
You will find out briefly.
Amazing.
Curious.
It's down to 31 points of health. Top now, it is Zarthros' turn, who looks over and he does see the wings,
Yes.
which, we'll get to that in a second. He is going to bamf over towards where Celine is and going to try to end the life of the assassin number 1.
Oh yeah, hopefully he does it.
And let's see what happens.
I barely scratched this motherfucker.
Misses.
God fucking, what is with this guy? Not refusing to die. Okay,
He is very much an asshole.
clearly.
So, despite teleporting and this guy being on his last fucking leg, he's gonna basically collapse at this point. The wounds are making him delirious, so he hobbles over at a point at the most inopportune time because once Zarthros reappears, swings, misses. However, since it's top of the round at Assassin 1's turn, we don't even have to roll for this. He collapses, unconscious due to blood loss.
Clearly.
You've effectively removed Assassin number 1 from the initiative lineup.
Yeah, buddy. Alright.
It is now Assassin number 3's turn, who you have just engaged in combat with Callow. He is going to use his final multi-attack on you.
God.
He cannot use a sneak attack because there's no ally within range.
You boy.
Um,
You boy.
so let's see what happens here. Fuck. He had rolled a 17, 19. He misses on the first attack. The second attack is going to hit with a 21.
Okay.
So,
Boy.
first swing, you get out of the way. However, he catches you off guard, sinks the other dagger right into your breastplate.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, that's a D6. That's an additional 6 points of damage.
6 points?
Yes. And he's going to stay there, locked in combat with you. His dagger basically still in you.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Ow.
And now it is...
I'm officially bloodied.
Oh shit.
Oh no!
Okay.
So
Where
wait,
did it go?
I don't have any bloody bonuses. I have a less than 25% health bonus though. So if that happens, I'll let you know.
Okay. It is now Celine's turn.
Ah, right.
You have just seen Callow. But first of all, this guy that tried to attack you saw him just basically go.
There we go.
His face first in the sand.
Pretty much.
Um,
Out for the count. Good.
yes.
Amazing.
Get.
That's what you're hearing.
You've seen Callow get attacked.
Yes.
He's looking a little.
Worse for wear.
Yes.
And also, Zaphros was also a little worse for wear.
He's at 28 health.
Okay. He's still pretty okay.
Compared to Callow. Well, Callow, what are you at?
26.
Yeah, he's better off than Callow.
Yeah, so I am wondering, it's a good question. I could heal somebody, or I could try taking out another one of the guys. That hasn't been working out too well.
Yep. So you're within range to heal Callow.
Yeah, I might try that then. What's my best one right now? Ooh, actually that might work. So I'm gonna try healing Aura on Callow, which basically means that for a couple turns he'll get like 4 HP added to his health. Even
Is that with a D4 roll?
It's a. Where's the die roll for this? What? Any ally within 8 squares
Okay.
It doesn't have a die roll for something.
Okay, so every turn, Callow, I would like you to add 4 HP right now to yourself.
Yeah, for 3 turns.
Yes, so I'm gonna give you a head start on that. So
Add 4, you say?
yeah, add 4. So now it is the second assassin's turn, who is going to take a 1d8. So it's a 4. He is now looking worse, except not to the point where Assassin 1 was.
Oh god, there we go. It's great, man.
Because he is going to do a sneak attack on you, Callow, because Assassin 3 is still within close combat of you. So we're going to see what happens. You'll be fine because you're still at like 30 health. Okay. That doesn't work. So good news for you. He misses despite having advantage on this. So he was trying to basically do a throwing dagger at you. It whizzes by your head.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll let you decide if you want to like make a comment on that.
Nah.
Nah. That's your comment, no. Okay, no.
All right,
My comment is like, I fucking look at the guy and go, nah.
So basically, this guy just got told, nah,
Nah.
by a fucking half-orc.
Not today!
Not today,
No.
Damn, motherfucker. Alright.
Moriana, it is now your turn.
What the
You have come to this. You have been following the trail of this weird energy source, and you feeling it, and it seems to be emanating for this mismatched colored, eye-colored tiefling. This ancient old magic. You don't know what to make of this, but you can see that there are people with intent to kill coming towards these 3 people. How do you respond?
Well, she's watching all them. What's the like head count right now? Like where?
One guy's
where-
unconscious in the sand.
Unconscious.
Zarthros is standing beside Celine. About 2 meters away is Callow squaring off with 2 assassins.
Oh, that's rude. Okay. So, Moriana sees that like there's uneven odds over on that end, so she's like, "Well, okay, I'll help this fellow." So she jumps right in over there, and she's gonna use Z. I haven't used any of her attacks. I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna have her.
What the fuck? Ano ba kailangan ko cancelin?
Okay, I'm gonna use. She's going to summon a wolf spirit to attack one of the enemies.
A wolf spirit.
Yes.
Okay, what is the attack roll for this wolf spirit?
2d6.
And is this against reflex?
Like, no, it doesn't say.
Okay, because this is magic, I'm going to say this is against reflex. So whatever your nature is, add that to the attack roll.
Okay, this needs to get real.
Okay.
Because your magic is nature based.
Yes.
Just get rid of it. It's all royalty free anyway. It's like, it doesn't matter.
Do I add proficiency as well?
No,
Okay.
this is strictly this is for your nature. So
Yes.
an additional +5, I guess.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll. Let's see
Okay.
what you get. Oh, yeah, that's definitely gonna hit their reflex.
All right, my wolfums go.
Okay, how do you want? I have a roll damage for me,
Okay.
and this is you're going for the one that's closest to Callow.
Yes.
So that would be the one that's still got a dagger in his chest. Okay.
Sure.
How do you want to do this to this guy? How do you want this werewolf to attack?
Okay. So Moriana flutters forward. She raises herself from the ground and then just points
Basically
her hand
Pokeballs it?
forward, and like a spirit just shoots out of her
Like
hand.
a Pokeball, basically.
Basically, just shoots out of her hand and howls and launches at the person.
So basically, it catches this assassin's attention. He's like, "What the?" And then gets mauled by this like.
It's not fucking blow the mic.
Sorry.
The mic can handle it.
Okay.
Don't kill him, my friend.
Yeah, let me know if we get
Okay. So that guy is officially out of combat.
That's right. Moriana knows business.
So there's only one left, huh?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Top of the round, Callow.
Oh,
Let's
I'm
go.
going to end this.
Let's end
He has
this
31
tonight.
health. However,
Never mind.
I'm going. No.
thought it was
Because
awful.
this guy witnessed his friend die.
I mean, don't.
No. This is. Let me DM.
Pants, seeing a little angel girl.
Let me DM here.
Yes.
I'm going to say you get to roll with
Seraphim level
advantage,
wings.
which means
Okay.
you roll twice, take the highest number.
Cool.
So I want you to do whatever attack you're going to do,
Yes.
and add that number to it.
Oh yeah. Let me not. I'm not gonna roll yet. Sorry.
Yes, it's okay.
Excuse what I just did.
You're fine. What do you want to do to kill this guy?
Cleaving slash. That is like basically my most fucked up high damage attack.
Okay.
At least as far as I know. It's a
What
da-
do you have to roll for that?
It's a daily. So here's how it works. What the hell does this mean? User slashes towards one or more enemies in a cleaving motion, dealing half damage. All enemies in a single direction.
Okay, so that means even if you miss, you do half damage.
Yes, because it's a daily.
Nice.
So it's weapon damage plus 1d8. It says if the hits the target, if hit, the target takes 1d6 damage. Save ends. I don't know what that means.
Save ends means until he does a saving roll and it ends the damage.
I'm going to say, quick question. What is your strength modify? What's your strength number?
Strength number is a 22.
Okay, so he has to roll above that
Okay.
to get that to go for him.
Okay, good luck.
Okay, so I first rolled a 5.
I need to adjust these.
And add your proficiencies.
Oh, and we'll add my proficiency?
Yeah,
That's another.
that's 17.
Yeah,
Okay, so that would have hit, but what's the advantage one? What's the second roll?
19
Ooh.
plus 17.
Plus,
Where does this work? 12 plus the 12.
plus a 12. Yeah, go with that one.
Of course I will.
Freaking hits like crazy.
Yeah,
Where does that number come from anyway? The 12,
it's your proficiencies.
Your glasses are so weird. Okay.
which is a 5 plus my strength mod, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. A whole lot of adding and subtracting that I'm not really familiar with yet.
Because you've basically gotten. Just roll your damage and I'll let you know what happens.
Okay. So the damage was it's a D12 plus a D8.
D12 and a D8.
If you have those,
Yeah, it's right behind Catherine.
is there a D8 that you got?
Yep.
Cool.
Reaching.
3 and a 6, so I only deal 9.
I'm gonna say because of how big this is, that gets doubled.
Why?
Because it's called cleaving slash.
Well, yeah, but it's okay.
Also because you basically did 30. You rolled a 30 fucking 2.
Oh, sure.
30
All right then.
fucking
I guess we'll just.
So 13 times 2, you got a 26 in damage. This guy looks worse.
Worse.
He looks
Yeah,
awful. So 26 minus all that.
I feel a little bad.
Yeah, he's looking. He is bloody. This guy. I'm gonna roll something real quick and see how he determines his actions here. So, Callow, you're used to people kind of surrendering at this point.
Yeah.
He doesn't surrender.
Of course he doesn't.
Like a freaking butt.
He's because okay. Zarthros is very impressed. However, this guy, seeing that he's not going to make it, pulls one of his he pulls a silver dagger from his shoulder.
Oh.
And
Oh, come on.
he says none of you would recognize this language.
Amazing.
Slits his throat
Sounds
and
like
just drops.
Parcel tongue. Alright.
Moriana, you've just witnessed a humanoid being commit suicide.
She's okay. Let me think about because like
Now then,
this is her first experience with death. All right.
I would like you all to go ahead and play this out.
Oh my God!
Wait. What?
Oriana rushes
Basically,
over to
battle's
him.
over. We're all just reacting to this guy who just killed himself. Oh,
And
good.
said something in a language none of you know.
Oriana rushes over to him and like attempts to like stop the bleeding, but like He's dead, but she's just still there.
The tiefling approaches you from behind and just says, "Enough. He is gone."
Celine is more concerned about what the fuck just happened in terms of like why they were sent and who and what the fuck he just said, considering she doesn't know that language. And for her, that's like,
I must learn this now.
While this is going on,
That's what she just
you guys have caught like there have been because of the lightning you've done. You now hear a bunch of footsteps coming down the stairwell.
Good lord.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Oh boy.
And within a few minutes, the city guard, the regular guard, appear,
God.
weapons kind of drawn, like their spears at the ready. Like, and at first, they're like, "We heard a disturbance. What is happening in this part of the well?"
Well.
The son is dead. He needs attention.
The guards take one look and like, one of them spits. Good.
Okay.
Zarthros then says,
I'd take it this
"My apologies. I did not realize the severity of what was going on. This is the Assassins, the fabled Assassins Guild, known only as the Three-Eyed Crow."
I am aware, and it's a little disturbing that they would show their faces here.
Well, unless, oh, by the way, your animal still kind of pouncing its prey. It's kind of just sitting on top.
Jubo, come on.
I just named it.
Yeah, his name is Jubo.
Jubo.
I
love
nice.
it.
Adorable.
I love it. It's
Little
adorable as
scared-wolf
fuck.
Jubo. The scared-wolf like looks, he's like, and then just dissipates.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Zarthros looks to the guards. He speaks in a language you would recognize as fiend. And they nod. They drag uncaringly, kind of like they almost don't care if like these guys get hurt.
yeah.
Hey!
They drag them up and they drag them up the stairs. Like two of them, like two guards each drag these guys up the stairs.
Yeah.
Please try to be gentle.
I apologies that you all were dragged into this. These men will be interrogated, and they will be deprived of any sort of attempts to take their lives to avoid questioning.
Well, at least the
Well,
death is out of the question.
Considering this guy looks like an authority on this subject, or looks knowledgeable on the subject, I approach him and ask, what did these three warriors have to gain by attacking a mercenary such as me?
I fear you were not the target.
Okay.
The assassin guild known as the Three-Eyed Crow, we are not sure as to what their goals are. We just know that we've run across them while in the Scarred Lands, and they are no friend of the Black Sun Empire. And although I am no longer considered for the throne,
Sorry.
there is a possibility they are targeting the Brandt dynasty, the lineage.
Just odd.
Yes, we don't know exactly what they have to gain for this. We apologize that you have been dragged into this, Miss. I'm sorry, I did not get a last name.
Elowen.
Miss Ambassador Elowin. You have my sincerest apologies that you have been dragged into this while being shown our city.
Quite alright.
And you, mercenary, what is your name?
Callow,
You will be given the highest honor for this.
before you promise me anything, I want to know one thing.
Yes?
These assassins, are they vengeful?
From what we know, yes.
Likely.
Well, alright then. I look forward to fucking more of them up.
I like your spirit. And you, Winged One,
Yes, yes.
what brings you to our city? Your kind is fabled to be lost to us.
Well, clearly I'm not lost. I'm just, sightseeing.
Yes, what brings you to the Black Sun Empire?
I mean, I heard of your rise again, and I wanted to see for it myself.
Uy. This weed is quite popular.
Curious. The Empire may wish to speak to you.
Very well.
That being said, if all three of you will follow me. I will make the necessary accommodations for you, so that you may be comfortable in your time here. I'm afraid because you've been involved in this, your stay may be longer than originally expected. You will be given a pigeon, a bird, to make your reports. Or, if you like, there is, we have a few scholars who have created means of messaging through the planes,
I see.
if you wish.
Alright. Thank you. Crazy.
Excuse me a moment.
Yes.
So Moriana moves and goes towards the other tiefling with the mismatching eyes.
This is
Yeah.
Arthos who's been talking.
Oh,
this entire time.
never mind then.
Yes.
She just looks straight at. May I ask the eye?
Yes, the eye. What is your interest in my eye?
Curiosity's sake.
Roll persuasion.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
Ooh, all right.
Ooh.
Dang.
Voice. Why does it
So,
keep trolling me? What the fuck?
all
Ignore all that shit.
he looks a little uncomfortable, perhaps in more means of privacy.
Cool.
This is not something I wish to discuss in the open.
Another time then, yes.
Yes, perhaps. In the meantime,
Yes.
Celine, yes?
Yes.
I believe I will take you to a much more suited inn. Actually, for the time being, I think the safest place for all of you would be the Imperial Palace.
The palace.
Thank you. That's
This is not an honor. This is more of a
yes.
taking charge of the shit we have delivered.
Yes, I understand.
Moriana
So-
like visibly grimaces at the swear.
I
Give a shit. Literally. I'm kidding.
no, I'm trying to think of what he's trying to say.
Yeah, no.
These guards will escort you. I will meet you there shortly. In the mean, I must make a report to the Legion.
Yes, of course.
Something such as this, security around the city will be tightened. It poses a very unfortunate development given the ceremonial time we are getting towards. The festival is almost upon us, after all.
Festival.
That's the
Yes, the festival, in common, it is basically translated the celebration of life.
ah.
It is.
Yes.
It was a celebration developed between the dark elves and my own kind, where we basically quite literally paint the town.
I
There,
see.
he basically goes in description like real life equivalent. It's the Hindu celebration of color, where basically
Ah.
you wear white. You then throw various powdered color at each other,
Yeah.
and the entire town gets covered in it.
Yeah, color run.
Basically,
Yeah, I had a friend who's in it. That's the kind of
Yes.
cool festival they do.
Wonderful.
he goes on to explain that this is to celebrate this is both a stress reliever and a joyous occasion to celebrate the times that they have all survived the harsh environments, and kind of a reward for them because they have come so far as to opposed in the past.
Oh yeah. Nice. Wonderful.
And the guards lead you all respectively to the palace, where Raoul meets you again. And I'm so very sorry about this. I am very sorry that you've only been in our city for not even an hour, and already you are the target of some assassination plot. It is something out of a crappy child's novel. And I'm sorry, I don't know the rest of you, but apparently the former Imperial bloodline thinks this is the best place for you?
I appreciate it.
Yes, it's-
Actually, I think I do recognize you, actually. He's pointing towards you, Kala. Actually, I think I do recognize you. I inspected the wells recently. You were working there.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, we welcome you. We are having a feast soon. If you would like to join us, and in the meantime, I will show you all to your chambers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Yes.
very much.
He leads you all individually. Celine, your room is first. He points you inside, and we'll get to describing your rooms individually in a second. Callow, he leads you to yours. Mariana, he leads you to one as well. And you guys are all within the same general hall. In fact, you're pretty... Mariana's and Celine's are like right next to each other. Callow's is across the hall.
Yeah, girl talk.
By the way, if you're thinking of like what the interior looks like, think about like the Palace of Aladdin.
Oh.
Is he
It's okay. And Everest is over here like, God damn it, guys.
So
Cool.
I'm going to describe. So what I'm about to describe is both Celine and Mariana's room. It is a very elegant. Like the floor is tile.
Ooh, nice.
There is a singular, very large bath. Big enough for you to have at least 4 people in.
Woo! Mini hot tub.
There
We're
is
doing another bathhouse episode later.
That's not
maybe one day.
Oh my fucking God.
One day.
Anyway,
Going. Yeah,
There's a small kind of very tall jar filled with perfumes of kind to make you very not like girly scented, but just enough to make you smell nice from like a long day of work, or like it's just enough to eliminate the scent of body odor.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Not my fantasy, but I appreciate it.
Yes, and the bed is it's circular. It's either lightning or a gunshot. I'm gonna say it was lightning.
That was not
We live in a...
Moving on.
Yes, very much moving on.
what the fuck is happening up
I don't
there?
know.
Don't want to know. Don't care to know. We're gonna leave it. It's fine.
Oh no. Are we getting swatted on podcast?
Tune in next week to find out.
Tune in
Oh
next-
God, the breaching!
Tune in next week when we have to post bail. We're not actually wanted by the CIA, folks. It's all for the laughs.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sure is.
Let's go back. Yeah.
Anyway,
Jokes.
the bed is silken sheets, very round and circular. Many very soft but also firm pillows adorn the bed. Callow, you find the same thing, except this is more of a warrior's room. There are like on the far wall are an arrangement of scimitars, blades, and there's even a flail. There's a flail on this wall.
Freaking
I
decoration.
think to myself, why do they always gotta give the tough looking guy the tough looking room?
There is, however, you have your sandwich, but this guy seems to know what a half orc like you would like. There's also another pulled pork sandwich waiting for you in that room.
What? I don't get a sandwich.
I
want a sandwich.
We get the perfumes, man.
You get the idea that they value.
Artificial stuff.
Hold on. You get the idea that they value people who do manual labor with rewards of any kind.
Holy
So
shit, are you
rude.
kidding me?
I just can't be have a
Callow
good
just
time and
cries
I'm
tears of
obviously feeling
joy.
very intense right now.
Callow just
I-
sees it and he's like, yes, they
I
get
think
me.
no. I think my reaction would be that what's the that stupid fucking gif that's going around right now of that blonde guy going.
Oh,
That's my
Oh,
reaction.
the guy who goes like, blink, blink, hello there.
I do the fucking
The fuck you do?
yeah. That's my reaction.
It's just okay. Cool.
Anyway.
What does that mean? It's great. It's
Yes.
fantastic.
So
Well.
you guys have about, I'd say 20, maybe 30, like a half hour before the feast begins. If you would wish to clean yourselves up, wash yourselves of wounds. Actually, Callow, because you took the most damage, they have sent a few people to tend to your injuries.
Nice. I would like to make the request for someone to see to my armor, because it did sound like I got fucked up.
Raoul nods. He's like, I will. If you hand it to me, I will ensure that it is reinforced and.
Well, actually, wait a minute. Why would I be wearing? Why was I wearing my armor on the job?
Well, they've warned you that like there are sometimes unseen dangers.
Okay.
So they've advised you to wear armor.
Man, all right. Well,
application of you.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm genuinely curious because like
the armor is the only reason I survived the fight. That's for damn sure. But like, okay. Anyway, we're just gonna take it. We're just gonna take that one for
You
granted.
fucking one-shotted it.
We're just
Me
gonna
and
take.
my boots.
We're gonna take this one for granted, folks. That I was wearing armor while doing heavy lifting for whatever reason, even though that makes no sense.
Hey, because Callow's a strong motherfucker.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but I don't want to die of heat stroke in the desert.
You were underground.
It would be a lot cooler.
It was very cool under there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not quite familiar with the layout of where and what.
Yeah, I don't have any visual references for these guys yet.
Anyway,
Not
okay,
yet.
cool. So, yes, armor being tended to.
Yes, it's
Doom.
being tended to.
Doom being tended to.
Yes, actually, they look at your blade and they approve. Like they've got that. They give you looks of like admiration.
It occurs to me I've never actually specified where Callow got Doom. I don't know.
You've acquired it throughout the years as you work as a mercenary.
I guess so. I probably got it as a reward for
A higher.
a
See, that's why having magic is such a wonderful thing. Because then we don't have to worry about that kind of thing. Like, where the heck did I get
But you
this
gotta
from?
read those books.
Fighting!
Celine loves
You
their
gotta
books.
read.
You don't like
books.
to read.
And you gotta.
Books.
Well,
Callow-
Nothing else.
I never learned to read.
Exactly.
Callow
Callow
don't-
is-
I will teach you!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
We're,
Anyway,
We just-
so
this
you guys have
conversation
all
happens as you
taken.
travel.
You guys have all taken your baths.
Yes.
Question, Celine, would you use the perfume?
Probably.
Would you,
If
Callow?
offered, so-
Would I use the perfume?
Well, it's not really a perfume. It's more of like a deodorant kind of. But you kind of
Yes.
splash it upon yourself.
Something good smells. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I will.
I grow flowers!
I would like you to roll a art nature check.
Oh my gosh, Moriana's gonna grow flowers because
Where are you growing the flowers, first of all?
Just from the floor.
Because she can. That's
Sure.
why.
Sure. You find some.
You can.
You
Well,
find
actually, I should probably ask what the floor is made of.
a tile.
Okay, well then, just in my hand, in the palm of my hand, I'm just trying to sprout a flower.
Okay, what kind of flower?
I don't know, it's a nice smelling.
Wait.
Wild
Where
wild
are we all
rose.
right now?
We're all in our separate rooms.
Okay.
27.
You grow the most beautiful wildflower rose, untainted by domestication, in your hand.
Oh, that's wonderful. And then she just sticks it in the bun of her hair.
Aww.
That's amazing.
Right.
Just like yoinking.
Okay.
Lovely.
After you all finish, you didn't bathe, did you?
Nope.
Okay. When just about the time, like when you guys are halfway in your baths, servants come in and they present robes.
Oh.
They aren't the same as the robes like people like Raoul was wearing.
Wait, are they just like coming in like after we're done?
Are you
No,
guys
while you're in the
naked?
midst of it.
Oh, good lord.
No, while you guys are submerged.
I was gonna.
Still sleeps.
We got convenient anime bubbles.
That's not what I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
I almost feel the need to ask the fucking servants coming in, like, how'd you know I was taking a bath right now?
Oh!
Right? That's Lee's question.
One of the
too.
servants kind of like, we assumed.
We assume.
We saw the state of you before when you came in, and we assume you were taking bath now.
We assume you're taking bath now. Okay.
Alright.
So
yeah.
they
Yeah,
saw
sure.
you all and you thought, oh, it's dead.
When they come into your room, they're kind of shocked. Like
Terribly foul people.
So Morian, when these people come in, you don't sense any magic on these guys. So when they come in, they look generally surprised that you're not in the bath, but they leave you the robe anyway.
Oh.
They're not the same as Raoul's robes, but
Yeah.
they're of a dark, kind of like a gray shade, and they have like Celine. They have the Elven City crest. Callow, they have yours has no crest, but it's crestless, but it's also very when you touch it, it's very nice. Feels very good.
It's very nice.
Good nice. Okay.
Moriana puts hers on and like spins in the room.
Yours
The dirty
Yours
proletarian.
has a symbol of divinity
Ooh.
on the back.
Fun.
So, Callow, this would be you. Well, I'll get to that later. When would you say you guys would roughly leave? Because you guys have about like 10 minutes before the feast begins.
Moriana would leave like pretty quickly because she wants to talk to the green-eyed guy.
Zarkados,
Wants
okay.
to be on time, so she will leave and be there like almost exactly at the moment she's supposed to be there because it's just how punctual she is.
Callow?
I will arrive a few minutes early.
Okay. So Moriana's the first to arrive. The servants are setting out these dishes. Assorted amount of meats have been put out. Some various spices, some fruits, some vegetables from their gardens. That they look very much like they have survived the harsh environment of the desert. But despite looking dry, they actually look quite delicious.
Wonderful.
Lovely.
Just up my alley.
Just my eye.
Are you? Wait, I have to ask. Is Moriana a vegetarian?
Yes.
Oh my God, this is perfect.
What? What's going on?
This is gonna be funny because I don't think you've ever come across a vegetarian.
Me?
Well, your character, I mean.
Well, I mean, remember, elves eat meat, but not a lot, and some of them would still be vegetarians. A lot.
That's
of them,
fair.
Yeah.
Well,
So I don't
and
think
I think this might be a first for Callow.
For Callow, yeah, probably.
It's wonderful.
So sitting there, there is the Empress, who is dressed very elegantly. She is a tiefling with kind of not teal skin.
Remind me what a tiefling is.
A tiefling is they look very demonic. They have skin color that ranges from purple, brown, red.
Okay.
They usually have horns. They have glowing eyes with no pupils or
So
iris.
are they like just a half demon?
They're a humanoid race that were cursed to look like this for the rest of their lives.
Okay.
Shit.
But they're just pretty much human in every other manner.
They do have tails. That's the one thing that stands.
Okay.
Aside from the horn, stands out.
Okay.
And the color.
Yes. There's also a few dark elves who seem to be you don't know what is up with them, but they seem to have like this air of confidence as they wait as people hand out food. Callow, you get there. You see all this meat like just laid out before you. Do you eat vegetables as well?
I do.
You notice them as well, but you're more impressed with like the meat because you can smell the spice and like
The spice.
you can smell the spices,
This spice.
the other seasonings just fill the air, and you're like, that's some good meat. That's some good meat, boy.
That's good meat, boy, indeed.
Wait.
About a minute after you arrive, the emperor arrives, sits beside his
Oh my god.
arrives and sits beside his empress. He takes her hand and they exchange a few words. And there's some smile.
Gorgeous.
Raoul arrives
Yes.
shortly. Celine arrives. You are greeted. You're welcome to the table besides the emperor. All of you are welcome beside the emperor
Ooh.
within proximity.
Moriana bows before taking a seat.
Okay. Callow, do you accept the invitation
What the invitation to what?
to sit to sit near the emperor?
Fucking sure.
Okay, sure.
Why not?
Sleep.
We're
Right,
here.
accepts as well.
Moriana's just like, she came as a tourist and now she's like, oh my gosh, I'm sitting next to the emperor, what is going on?
This is great.
I would like to remind you, you don't really know what an emperor does.
No, but it is the leader. She knows that a leader is here.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's like a king or queen from stories.
Stories, only stories.
So the meal begins. The servants bring out various plates, forks, knives, very sharp knives.
Ooh, mine.
Careful.
Put that meat.
Not eating any of that.
You do not see Zarthros yet, but the festivities begin. In fact, the tables magically part, and all of you are sort of scooted back as well, and
Good lord.
dancers enter the center.
Ah.
And music begins to fill the air as they basically start to both male and female start to belly dance.
Oh,
Damn.
lovely.
Fun.
Yes, basically yes. And so
Sorry.
Ambassador, what's your character's last name again?
Elwyn.
Ambassador Elwyn, I must again apologize for the unfortunate attack you suffered today.
It's quite alright. You didn't anticipate such a thing happening, and it's...
No, but it happened while you were under my care. Know that the three-eyed crow has now made an enemy of our empire, and they will be brought to justice. And we will send one of our prisoners to your elven cities where they will stand trial.
Oh,
If this is something your council desires,
of course.
we would very much like to know if this is an attack on you or upon on us. We will keep one of the prisoners ourselves.
I will make sure I inform them of this, and thank you for that offer, Your Highness.
No, it is not a problem. And mercenary. What is your name?
Callow.
Callow. I welcome you to my palace. I understand you are a very brave and fierce warrior.
I nod. I have really nothing to say on that.
No, and I have heard from various other recruitments that you have helped protect our farmers and explorers before. Know that our palace doors will remain open to you.
Yeah, out of character. Just my character has very little to do, 90% of his life experience with royalty. So it's a thing that he's really not familiar with.
That's understandable.
It's
That's okay. This is kind of meeting a celebrity.
He nods in appreciation for this man's words and says, "Well, I'm grateful for the wonderful treatment I've received so far here."
Yes, I understand you are waiting for the next tournament in the Crucible.
I am, and I'm eager to see what this city has to offer me.
I am eager to see you in combat. You would do the Crucible a great honor by participating. And you, I am told by my nephew that you are an angelic.
Yes, that's
I do not have a touch of magic, I'm afraid, so I do not see your wings. My apologies, but it is rare that any of your kind graces the presence on the ground.
Yes, I that's what I've heard so far.
Yes, we haven't seen... The last time a tiefling... the last time a tiefling encountered an angelic, it was not the best of terms.
And I sincerely apologize.
I do not hold it against you. I'm just stating something that you should keep in mind. So, the tieflings have had a very rough go around the world. Just keep that in mind for those that are magic sensitive. They might not be as welcome and arming as my nephew was.
Of course.
You also asked about his eye.
Yes. It seemed a little different.
Yes. The eye is the reason he is no longer considered for his birthright.
Pardon?
I am not meant to be emperor. His father was the emperor before me. He was meant for the throne. I complicated things. It is not my business to discuss the exact nature of it, as I do not fully understand it, as I prefer to study a sword and also how to dance, instead of also, unfortunately, I had to add politics and governing in my later bits of my youth.
If
I'm-
perhaps
And Callow is just thinking to himself, I wonder how some sort of magic would prevent someone from taking the throne, and I can only imagine how upset that one might be.
Oh yeah.
There's a...
Something is probably going on, or will happen,
Could
if
I
it
perhaps-
hasn't already.
could I perhaps ask where he is?
He is currently reporting to the Legion, as is standard procedure for somebody of his position now.
So he's out of character again. He's a member of the Legion? Or
He is a
member
man.
of the Legion?
So Zarthros was once considered a child for the throne, the only living child of
the previous ruler.
Yes.
Okay.
However, something about his eye had prevented him from becoming eligible for the throne. Instead, he chose to go with the Legion, which is a Callow, you would know, like I said before, you didn't care much about the magic of it, but
What if it's their militant faction? Yeah.
it is they're more militant and more experienced in the ways of old magic. But they're the more they're the if I were to put a label on them, they're the elites of the guard.
Something is not right with that. Something doesn't sit right to me.
Will I be able to see him again?
Yeah.
He should be joining us shortly. He, like I said, he has to report, and the Grand Marshal and him usually attend these things. After all, this year we have the celebration in about a week, and we have festivities to enjoy.
Yes, of course.
Yes, so he should be here within the hour. So you have no worries. By the way, this is my wife. This is Zareth.
Okay.
Yes, this is Zareth, my wife. We are trying to have a child.
Oh, congratulations!
It has not worked yet.
Oh, well,
We are trying. It has only been 2 months.
Ah.
These things take time. It's like, are you sure about that? Wife, please. These things take time. My brother took him 5 months to have that child of his. If you say so.
the gods watch over you.
Thank you.
Callow just kind of fucking giggles to himself. he knows nothing of court politeness. So, like, if anyone notices, oh well, I don't know.
Go ahead.
No, that's all. He has nothing to say. He's just laughing.
Oriana just smiled.
By the way, at this point, the servants have brought out the spirits. By the way, you guys are putting up yourselves to meat and vegetables.
I'm fucking.
Oriana's like someone's a
You're making a salad. Roll to salad. Yes.
I'm making
This is a salad.
I made salad of the gods!
salad of
Okay, essentially,
salad.
okay, to describe in perfect detail what this salad you have created, you have created the most perfect, most delectable salad that anybody in the world would taste. If a normal person were to eat this, their mouth would be basically have a foodgasm.
Oh, freaking.
But as you are of the divine entity bit, you taste this and you're like, I've outdone myself. And you've added and the way you've been able to get it to taste this way is because you've added a little bit of your own Gaia channeler magic.
That's right.
So no one else can get to make this except for you.
Is there any meat in it?
No!
She's vegetarian.
But it does impress you.
Wait, am I sitting next to or?
Yeah, you're sitting next to.
I fucking lean over to Morion. I'm just like, but my mouth just stuffed with meat. I'm just like, I bet that would taste better with some bacon bits.
Bacon isn't
impressive
bacon.
nonetheless.
Bacon is a canon thing here.
Yeah,
Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you! Would you like some?
We're in kebab country, more or less. So of course, bacon exists.
Of course it does.
Why wouldn't it?
Would you like some?
Anyways,
I'll,
A little bit of everything.
I'll
do you
accept-
try to sneak a little bit of her salad?
I will accept.
She's like,
I'm
listen,
offering
these
it.
things, it's just like, I mean, if you're offering,
me.
then yes.
Yeah,
but
well,
if,
it's a callow, we're talking.
okay.
I'll
But if
accept some.
Celine will just be like,
Okay, it is
alright,
the most.
yeah, we're good.
Despite there not being any meat, and you still have some meat in your mouth, this salad just blew your fucking mind. It made you see beauty in the mind of vegetables. You have a tear kind of rolling down one single eye.
Moriana just giggles and starts eating her own meal.
This is fucking great. This
Um,
is great. I love it.
So,
Fantastic.
within like roughly 20 minutes or so later, Zartharos appears. He sits beside the Empress, and the Grand Marshal, who you guys have not learned the name of yet, sits beside him, and it is a dark elf.
Ooh.
But unlike most dark elves who are kind of tall and lanky, this guy is tall, but he is He is built.
He's beef boy.
Callow, you get the sense that
Are we talking like me beef boy or like bigger
he is
beef
a
boy?
step below you. He's not muscle thick, but he's not muscle thick, but he is muscle dense.
Nice.
Nice indeed.
He looks agile, but he looks pretty powerful enough to go toe to toe with you.
Ooh, nice.
What's the name of the dude?
The Grand Marshal?
No,
The Empire? The Emperor?
no, I'm thinking of something completely like out of context. So just don't even mind me.
Okay. They both take their seats. They both bow to their emperor, and they begin eating. Particularly, Zarthros starts grabbing assorted spices that look very hot, and he just eats it like it's nothing.
Hot.
And the emperor kind of chuckles like, "Nephew, every time I see you, you're stuffing your face with that. What is that again? That it was your father's favorite, and I'm drawing a complete blank." Yes, uncle. It was. No, not lava fruit.
God damn it.
Diablo's essence. Yes.
Diablo's essence. Woo.
Yes, Diablo's essence, uncle. That is what that is called. Ah, that is right. Every time you are here in this dining hall, that is you go for that. Would not be surprised if you would die face first. Yes, uncle. Say that in front of our guests. Ignore the fact that the Grand Marshal is sitting beside me. It's like, the Grand Marshal doesn't care. We have been friends for years. Isn't that right, Callan? Callan.
I see.
Yes, we have been. Which is why I'm a little surprised you have invited these strangers to our table. Well, one of them is an ambassador, and the other is a divine being, and the other is a very good warrior.
Divine bean.
Divine bean. Pronunciation.
Human being.
The accent.
And
the accent.
It's the-
hero.
It's the
She's
accent.
a precious bean.
It's a precious
Divine
bean.
precious bean.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
Keep going. We were back to-
Yes.
Yeah.
And I got to say, you must have made quite an impression, nephew. Two of them have been asking about you. Oh, they have they?
Just chuckles.
Yes. Well, they're curious as to why you can no longer take the throne. Ah. Right, the throne.
You just get sulky.
No, he's not sulky. It's not sulk. It's more of like, I really don't enjoy talking about this all the time.
Yeah, which is
You get the idea that he's been asked this question many a times.
Lucky for him, that's not what I'm asking about.
Well, hold on. It actually is related to the eye.
Hey guys, I found a pretty decent
Oh god.
So,
idea of yet another possible
Oh!
another possible example of what Callow looks like.
Oh gosh.
oh boy, what is this?
I'm
So-
excited. I am
Canonically,
excited.
Callow would be a bit shorter than this guy, but I'm thinking
Berserker.
like that.
Oh my god,
I love
yes!
That is the best character on FMA, honestly.
For those of you,
Young, strong family for generations.
Big sparkles.
he's got
Strips magically.
He's got a bit of a
He's got a bit of a muscle fetish.
yeah.
So, all you Full Metal Alchemist fans out there you go.
I expect fan art.
There you go.
Yeah, Callow just Howard
Actually,
just
wait a fucking second.
I don't want
I think,
crappy photoshopped shit.
Oh no.
That will not be
Also,
allowed.
speaking of, I saw your image you shared earlier.
No, Guts. He's actually closer in height to Guts. So I guess Guts is still yet again
Wait,
the
while
best
we're
character
showing-
comparison.
While we're
Oh, yeah.
showing
But-
character representations, this was
I don't
the
have a
sketch
camera,
of
guys.
Moriana that
That's
like
fine.
I
We're
did
just-
before Brody came
I love
back.
how we're doing
So it's
like
a
an
little
audio
off,
only
like-
podcast thing, and we're all just like, hey, look at these images of our characters.
I was drawing the porn that we were gonna do.
Wait, you're
Oh
drawing
my
the...
Not okay. Nude figure clarification.
Okay.
Not
Okay, that's
actual.
great.
We're gonna do that later.
God.
Show it when it's done.
So let's delete into Daniel or a thing in the main campaign.
It's only fair.
God damn it. Okay, anyway.
Back to actual.
Anyway, back to the actual thing that's going on
We're
here.
just shitting all over the.
This is
Anyway,
great
back-
so far though. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for that.
Okay.
So,
Back to back.
Zarthros kind of sighs, and he's like, to be honest, it goes back to what our legion is named after. The Legion of Dudukar. Dukar was an ancient dragon Card was an ancient dragon who gave us the knowledge of how to manipulate the land and basically taught us in our ancient ways of the ancient magics which the Legion now uses.
Yes.
I somehow have his essence, and it shows through my eye. He was a black dragon.
Cool.
So you have the power of the dragon in you.
Potentially, I have not unlocked it all. I have it potentially. I can unlock it further, but I do not know how. It is also potential. This could be something. It could be nothing. It could mean also that I could be a host for his soul. If that is the case, I have no right to rule, as I am not. In essence, I am not pure tiefling, nor am I pure dark elf, which is the dynasties that have ruled this empire.
Does that disappoint you?
No, honestly, the throne does not excite me in the least bit. I would much rather serve my people by being a protector than a ruler. Leave that for the people like my uncle who actually knows what they're doing, despite his complaining about not doing so. Hogwash. Hogwash, nephew. This was yours and I stole it from you. You know this to be true. Can we talk about something else, like the coming tournament and how we actually have dwarves and dark elves actually agreeing to participate without killing each other for once?
That is quite a feat, I would say. Goodness.
Well, it's much more impressive if it were high elves. Trust me, they do not always approve of your kind.
Oh no, definitely not.
As you're saying this, a full orc, not a desert orc, not a green orc, a gray orc.
Now, hang on a minute. What's a green orc?
A green orc is kind of the people that are the kinds that would live in forests.
Listen,
It's like a skin tone.
fuck is a gray orc?
Gray orcs are just like gray skinned.
Okay.
They've got like a grayish skin.
I'm such a fucking normie. I didn't even decide what kind of orc raped my mom.
Oh my god!
Well,
Shit, boy.
That's my backstory.
An orc kind of in elegant clothing, which is surprising. Sits.
Okay. Do you need help?
Greetings.
Greetings, hello.
My name is Ophelia.
Ophelia.
Very feminine name, yes, I know, but it is one my father decided to give me. I guess the human equivalent is calling child Sue. Boy Sue, yes?
I see.
Yes, I am the... Surprisingly, I'm the one in charge of trade. I regulate the merchants. By the way, Emperor, apparently there is word of a new trader coming into town. She has not made anything definite yet, but it is possible that she will be here within the next week or so. Yeah, you know what I'm setting up.
Are we talking?
Yeah, you all know what I'm setting up. Just
Is she showing up for the next session, or
Potentially.
or are we just NPCing them?
Potentially.
Okay.
Oh!
I mean, you're hinting at stuff, but you're being a lot less. I thought you were gonna be a lot more sneaky about some other stuff, so I'm like, alright,
Well, there's other stuff I'm being sneaky about, but you guys don't see it yet.
Yeah, yes, appreciate that.
However, there was a small problem in the markets earlier today.
Oh no.
Apparently, one of the guards was attacked by some sneaky... I guess the proper word for it would be backstabber in the alleys.
Wait, how does he not know the fuck? I'm assuming this is like another third eye blind crow.
Yeah,
or
probably.
whatever.
Well, you can assume that he doesn't know.
How would he not know?
That's the thing.
Anyway.
Hold on, he's not done yet. Apparently the guards got there too late. They only found the body and they found the dagger in the poor bastard's back.
Boy.
That's could it potentially be the three-eyed crow? It's impossible to say. The dagger that was found was very common, I'm afraid. And there's nothing to tie them back to this.
Could I ask? Is such a thing common here?
Well, unfortunately, no matter what part of the world you are in, death is something that murder, theft follows every civilization. I'm sure the Elven City has its own fare of crime.
Yes, various different kinds, but yes, we do.
Yes, there was a time when we opened our doors to religion that there were a few disputes among the Pantheon worshippers that did not agree with each other.
Yes.
We put an end to that very quickly.
Oh, yes,
The methods were not very orthodox, but it got the job done. They all now respect each other. We now have peace.
yes.
If there's one conflict I cannot stand, it is the kind over religion. It does not matter so much that it is worth dying over. In my personal opinion, this is not popular opinion, but it's one.
Yes?
Is Cal like shoving up a
Raising
glass?
his hand.
No, I'm just bored.
Okay.
Um,
religious disagreement is very heated.
By the way, Callow, I'd like you to do a quick perception check. Just
Yeah, great.
Um,
I'm going to
Bam.
give me a d20.
oh yeah, go for it.
Thank you.
There you go, friend.
Wonderful.
Okay, wonderful.
I am going to hang myself.
What is it?
One.
Ah, Celine.
It's a 9. It's a 9, folks.
What? Okay, I'm rolling perception. Is that what we're doing here?
You can go ahead, but I'm also gonna have to then you roll an intelligence thing.
Well, I'm at high intelligence. I should be fine.
All right, Celine, what do you roll?
Give me a second. Yeah!
Okay, Celine, you notice that one of the female belly dancers of the Dark Elf persuasion is eyeing up Callow a little bit.
Did you get it on with the dark
Probably
Oh,
not.
you do notice.
I did.
You see her looking at. Okay,
Dark elf?
so because Moriana is
Sorry, I'm being
relatively new to the
Sorry.
mortal plane, Moriana sees the dark elf eyeing Callow, but she doesn't know what it means.
I mean, I've read a lot about these things in books.
However, here's the thing, Moriana.
What do you read? Fucking
Oh, you know,
No,
I read,
she reads,
I
like-
read your common share of shoujo manga.
She
This
has
is devolving
like a
quickly.
massive thing for like shoujo manga.
It's
And,
like,
like,
I can set them up.
No, Moriana, because you did not get a 30, I'm afraid. You
Come on.
No, but here's why.
she thinks like yaoi.
Oh god. You
Okay.
no. You think instead of
Was that
eyeing
too
Callow
forbidden
specifically,
for
you
her?
think she's eyeing the food.
Celine knows better though because she rolled 30.
Yeah, but I
She's
rolled
just
19
Whatever.
now, and
Tastes
you're
like
higher
punk
level
and
than
meat.
me.
Hey.
No, they're level 1 too.
Yeah, but they're level 3, so they have more stats than me.
Fair
Okay,
enough.
Anyway.
But anyway,
What?
moving
We're all
on.
level 1. What the fuck?
Yeah, you're all level 1, but your stats are relatively the same.
Yeah, because it reminds.
But
of
yours
more
also
stats.
makes sense because you're new to this realm.
What we're doing,
Yes.
with this basically is, in our current canon campaign, is we've got a bunch of stats. Most of our characters are at around level 3.
Yeah.
But for the sake of this sort of side spin-off campaign, we're keeping our level 3 stats, but none of our level 3 abilities. Meaning,
Yeah.
like as a berserker, I don't have the abilities and the combat abilities that our original DM would have made available to me at level 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay,
There we
so
go. Summarize. Let's go.
moving on. You notice this happening, and it's like it's every now and then that she's looking at him. It's not so much lust; it's more of like curiosity. But there is intrigue and like a little bit of blush, so potential romance, but it's not pure lust.
It's a cute blush.
Yeah, something like that.
Not everything has to be
It's a
lust.
cute little senpai notice me moment.
Sure,
Oh,
sure, but Callow,
don't
Just
make
take me
me
out to the date.
fucking vom. Ah.
but
Just
Callow,
a date
being the
for
man you are, you're too busy
Squirt.
digging into steaks.
Yeah, dude, I'm fucking chomping down.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
love
have
watching
time
you
for this
squirt.
shit.
So
Celine just chuckles.
after a while, you guys finish your main meal.
Yeah.
They take the dirty plates and then they bring out dessert.
Yeah. That's a
Which,
meal.
this surprises you. It is cake. It is cake. Okay, so I'm gonna roll something just really quickly.
Oh god. I'm worried.
Okay,
I'm always worried.
the second one of you bites into this, your taste buds explode with flavor.
And I don't even like sweets.
I love sweets. Celine is a sugar whore.
Will you hoard yourself for sugar? Yes.
I prefer the natural sweetness of like fruit.
Chocolate is your kryptonite.
Oh my
Dude.
god!
Don't monetize this shit.
It
That was
if it's less than like 15 seconds, it's whatever. It was for
Okay.
a meme. It was for a meme.
for
but-
the memes.
For
Okay.
the memes.
Yes, yes.
Anyway. Anyway.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Awesome.
so,
Love the cake. Awesome.
The cake has arrived,
Wonderful.
and
Tastes delicious.
Great.
somebody comes. A guard,
Ooh, oh no.
a standard guard enters in. Except he looks. His armor, instead of being shiny like you've seen the guards in the past, it's
Yeah.
more of a dull gray. And this guy walks with like authority. There's authority in his step, and this is a tiefling. This is a buff tiefling. This is like Callow style buff.
Whoa!
He's carrying a great axe on his back.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
He bows to the emperor, and the emperor's like, "Please, warden, whatever you have to say, you can say it in front of these trusted guests and advisors. Please speak as you wish, my emperor. I have reports for you on the three-eyed crow you captured earlier today.
Oh no.
It took much convincing and interrogation, and the bastard may now be missing a tooth or two, but got the answer.
My lord.
He reports to a tiefling by the name of Ziza.
Caesar.
A tiefling by the name of Ziza.
Ziza.
She is also a high member of the Three Crow. Their goal apparently is to destabilize the region.
That's what I was assuming. Like out
Yeah,
of character. We're in a large, highly occupied city with very like multicultural kind of thing, multiracial kind of thing, with a large number of religious communities coming together in one place. It could be
a potential powder keg, yeah.
Oh, fucking course this place is. Yeah.
This place is a potential powder keg, but it seems that point has passed.
Hey, wait, could you real quick say the name of this assassin group again?
The Three-Eyed Crow.
You know,
It's very close to Three-Eyed Blind, I know.
no, not Third Eye Blind. No, I'm thinking of the Three-Eyed Raven from Game of Thrones.
Oh, really? I was
Yeah.
actually doing this in honor of Dragon Age.
Ooh,
There's a
wow.
character that you could learn assassination skills from who was similarly
Oh, that's cool.
named.
Yeah.
Well, but in any case, I just
Well, I
wanted.
mean,
I
that
found
kind of
that
thing
funny to
is
point
like
out.
you'd see a lot different.
Yeah. Well, crows are all often associated with murder, so.
Berserker.
And then like a sort of a grim expression kind of takes his face. I do not know the extent because, unfortunately, a prisoner did not know the extent. But apparently, their goal to help destabilize is targeted towards the bloodline, which is why your nephew was targeted. Your emperor, I suggest tightening security and increasing checkpoints. It will not make the people happy, but it will keep them safe. Which in this time, given the time that we are struggling with the front line of our expansion, be a better idea than ignoring this problem. How long will it... The Emperor clears his throat. Approximately how long do you think that this investigation and manhunt of this Ziza will take? I cannot say, my Emperor. It could be months, weeks, years even, before we find her. Who knows how long she's willing to wait? We may also have to... No. Warden, do not suggest what I think you're going to suggest. I will not have that I will not have those words uttered in this room. We will not, I will repeat, we will not cancel the festival.
Oh no. Oh no.
Your imperial worship. I don't do this easily. But if you want to stay alive and keep your wife, your future potential child safe, I would recommend then doubling the security efforts and perhaps finding somebody who can aid you in finding these assassins. Until then, I have made my voice heard. I will now return to the interrogation, see if there's anything more to be offered. Peace be upon you all. And he takes his leave. And the room, whereas once joyous and filled with music, has kind of grown somber.
You can't cancel the tournament, it's tradition.
Oh, this isn't the tournament. This is the Festival of Life.
Oh, something else.
A
Okay.
colorful festival where
Oh,
everybody
very
splashes.
Festival of what?
It's a festival where they basically celebrate their survival of a year. And basically it's a stress relief where everybody gets to throw color at people.
That's cool.
Just like splash paintballs at people,
that.
basically.
Yeah.
And the Emperor looks very concerned and just... Well, this is a perfect shitstorm. To say the least. Uncle, I am not my brother, your father. I do not always have to be a stick in the mud. I will speak how I want to speak, even if it's not befitting of an emperor.
Is there anything I could do to help?
If you could somehow divine where these assassins are, and then put them in prison and find out why they want to destabilize this region, then yes, by all means, you are welcome to help us. In fact, I would welcome any help, because we do not have any trained investigators for this sort of thing yet, despite the 100-year... clears his throat. Despite the 100 years we have actually had this empire and thrive, 100 years of prosperity. That is what we have had. The other 100 were not so great, from what I understand. But if any of you have any means of helping, it will not go unappreciated. And I would take it as a personal favor if you could. I hate to be the one to ask this, but I also don't hate asking this because it would make my life and everybody else's life far simpler. The three of you find it in your heart to be able to help us somehow. I do not expect you to say yes. If you could offer some assistance, that would be amazing.
If nobody else, I certainly have enough time on my hands.
Blessed be upon you, Angel.
For the right price, you have my sword.
I like you. I like you. You drive bargains. I like bargainers. Did I not tell you I like bargainers, wife? Yes, you did.
Yes, you did, darling. Yes, you
Very
did.
much.
Just like the idea she says, darling. Anyway. Okay.
Yay.
I would convene with the council. I still have to report to them
Of
anyway, but
of
I will-
course.
Yeah, I feel like that.
my curiosity has been piqued. I would more than be willing to help if it
Thank you very much.
benefits.
It's strange that someone who's on like fucking international business would help a nation like this.
Yeah, and it's
Celine's a scholar of the world, so
she's curious as fuck about
But
stuff. Like
doesn't her allegiance lie with the elves?
it does. So that's why she's talking.
she's trying to see if it's allowed first.
She
I'm
would-
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to talk to the council first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we
She's here on Elven business first and foremost, so she would have to talk to them and be like, "Yo, do I
Another-
have permission to help?"
another quick question. Do you guys want to go for another half hour?
Sure.
Now,
What's the
whatever.
time?
Yeah.
It is
Okay.
almost
It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it is exactly 10.
Okay. Yeah, I'm willing.
Okay, we'll go
Sure.
for another half hour.
Let's go.
I need food.
Okay.
I haven't had a dinner.
After that, I can make us noodles.
You're gonna advise.
I would love some noodles.
Yes, very much. Okay.
Solid.
So he thanks you all. He then looks over to the Grand Marshal, Emperor. To be blunt, trusting outsiders to handle what is strictly an internal matter. Look, I understand. Callie's forgetting his own fucking name. Callan. I understand what you're saying, but in my defense, they're willing to help. I'm not going to say no. That's like saying no. That's like saying no to a free horse. You don't say no to a free horse in the desert.
I like this guy.
That is a fair point. May I at least offer Zarthros, at least, to aid in this investigation. Zarthros is one of the targets. In what possible way does that make any sense? You mean other than the fact that your nephew can see lies?
Ooh, wait a minute. What?
The dragon's essence somehow allows him to see a person if they are lying.
Oh, that is actually very helpful.
Exactly. No one else in our order, despite how very much we have been taught in ancient magics, do not have any ability similar to this. Not to mention, teleportation comes damn fine in handy. He's one of our most proficient sword mages. It would be a foolish mistake to not include him.
Wait, are we what? You really doing this?
I'm giving you guys a help.
You really doing this?
Did you not realize this whole time that this is...
I'm spaced the fuck out. I'm such a non-attentive D&D
When
player.
you said Fang would help us, and as soon as you started describing this guy the first time around, I'm just like, ha! And you gave him the Wyvern Benedict. I am so happy. Alright, cool. Sorry. That was just out of character moment. I had to say that.
Yeah, you're fine.
Cool.
Zathros, I will not make this decision for you. This is all your call. If I will supervise, but I will also offer my aid if they wish. But I will not force myself upon them. I will, however, because I too enjoy the festival, I will help look into this my own way. I will check in with them, but I will not by any means hold their leash.
Yeah.
In fact, I feel like they will get more done on their own, as opposed to me looking over their shoulder like a child.
Like a child. Yeah, that works.
This is very fair. My nephew will help you.
Awesome.
By no means is he your supervisor. He will just check in with you from time to time.
Mm.
He will help you should you ask for it.
Cool. Awesome.
Now, I know I am doing this. I know you're not doing this solely out of the kindness of your hearts, but I would like to offer you some kind of reward as a means of compensation. One favor. I will any one thing you would like. I know you want payment, but I also offer you a favor as well.
Well,
There's nothing in this world that I need more than just a little bit of adventure.
Okay,
Okay! Adventure time! Alright.
that's fine with me.
I appreciate this offer. I don't know if I would be able to take you up on it, but I will get back to you, I suppose, on all of this. Yes.
how are your smiths in this city?
Our smiths. Well,
Fine.
the Dark Elven smiths are probably the best ones. They actually rival the dwarves. In fact, some of them are even better. In fact, I think our royal blacksmith is probably one of our. I actually think he created the schismar that my nephew uses. Nothing is unbreakable. Made from a falling star.
Ooh.
Hot dang. Well,
Goddamn, indeed.
I am curious as to how they could improve my blade.
Ah, you wish to speak with Dark Elf then? Yes, I will get you in contact with him. He, a bit of a fair warning. He's a bit of an odd one, but he's a genius. He's a damn fine genius.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, fine.
Anything else I can? Any other questions for me before we dismiss? Most of my guests are leaving. Anything?
I think not. Thank you for everything so far.
Thank you very much. The meal was wonderful.
Oh, yes.
Of course. And
Yes.
And
again,
the entertainment.
I also give him thanks.
thank you all. Be pleased and be well with your lives, and thank you just also very much.
And out of character.
Yes, go ahead.
This palace, is it our permanent residence for the sake of this campaign?
For the sake of this campaign, you guys have been offered temporary sanctuary in the palace.
Cool.
Nice.
Just wanted to be sure.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Really quickly though, I just need to bring up a generator real quick.
Okay, cool.
Celine.
Yeah.
Yes, ambassador.
Yes.
We do have a few scholars who could potentially create think of it as a mirror that shows you a location, allows you to interact with said location.
Ah.
So they could potentially get you in contact with your council.
Yes.
I'm not sure how it works on the other side of the world. I don't even know the different time zones. I think my astrologist keeps telling me things, but I tune him out. He's a bit long-winded.
I see. I might actually take you up on that simply because it would be much much quicker for my purposes of
Oh.
reporting in.
And I assume your people would be mostly curious about it as well.
Yeah, actually, I do think they would be. I am very curious myself.
It's honestly, it's actually kind of like it's like looking in the pond actually.
Oh, interesting then. All right, awesome, very wonderful. I will use that method of communication then, I guess.
Yes. Now, is there anything else? Anyone else would like
Before we do.
any company that you would like in your bedrooms at all? I can arrange that if you want.
Morgana just looks super confused. Celine
Massages.
just visibly reddened, like.
Massages, back
Cal
rubs.
pipes up and said, "I could use a damn fine back massage."
I've never had one. I would love one.
Wielding the weapon I have, whether you believe it or not, does quite a bit of damage to one's shoulders.
I've not seen your weapon, but I'll take your word for it. You seem like a very strong man who wants to wield a big hammer.
Strong man. Callow is strong man. Alright. Anyway, yeah, Celine just declines
Okay.
that. Thank you. Yeah, okay.
So you guys are dismissed. You guys return to your rooms. Celine, you are led to You're actually led further into the palace, where you come across a more arcane-looking place.
Oh, nice.
Like there's and there's a few like hooded figures. There's a few dark elves. There's a few tieflings. There's a few warlocks and sorcerers, wizards, just lining the place. Someone leads you to a back room behind the library, where there is actually a mirror, and there's two people. There are like two people on each side. They're cross-legged. They're like kind of chanting. Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
The guard informs them of where they need to locate. You feel something enter you feel a touch in your mind, and all of a sudden for some reason you remember the council chambers.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, in a purpley kind of foggy, like fog is now purple mist is kind of dripping from this mirror.
Ooh.
And then, like, kind of like a ripple effect, the Elven Council's chambers
Nice.
appears, and they're all there, and like, what is this? And then there's the high guy going, "Oh, well, isn't that something? What is that? Wait, there's a person in there."
Yeah.
It's like, "Yes, thank you, Archmage of Vegetation.
Vegetation and...
Thank you."
Yes.
Always.
Vegetation. Alright.
Yes.
I
Oh, hello, dear.
So you play your mom now? Okay.
Hello.
Whatever time it is, I guess evening. Good evening, this is...
Evening. It is afternoon here.
Oh, yes, of course. My bad.
I
Hello.
did not expect to see you in any form of matter for about months.
They have a very unconventional method of communication here, and I was curious to try it out.
It seems very successful.
Yes, it's quite impressive. As I have come to learn, the city has proven quite impressive in many respects.
Impressive, like an older, kind of gruffier kind of elf, kind of like he's been around. He's older than the war. He's in his 400s.
Oy.
So he's on the border edge. Like,
Getting
it's
there.
amazing that he is alive.
Getting to the
Like,
end of it.
what kind of impressive?
They are much more. I wouldn't say advanced as I expected.
Advanced tieflings, you say? That's a very surprising development.
They have seemingly done a very good job considering the circumstances of where they are and the circumstances of what we expected.
Yes, the scarred lands. When I remember when they were just nothing but waste.
Yes.
Is it true then of the oasis?
Yes, they've found many ways of getting water, clean water, and so they thrive. That's the best way I can describe it. They have a civilized society, and they are very well integrated, it seems, considering this sheer amount of different cultures and races that are living within the city.
And yes, the tieflings and dark elves are alive and well.
Dark elves.
Dark elves, yes, they're
It was only speculation that they survived. So it is true then.
yes,
They created this dark sun empire.
Black Sun Empire. Yes.
Ah.
Yes. They have, along with the tieflings, created this empire. They describe using very old magics to have created the city.
What kind of old magics?
I'm not sure. I have to look more into that. I would hope they would allow.
Just a quick thing.
Yeah.
You do remember that they said something about Drakkar,
Drakkar, yeah.
the ancient dragon.
The dragon. The only name that I can recall is Drakkar, an ancient dragon that they've mentioned.
The second you say Drakkar, the old high elf's brows lift. Drakkar. That's not a name I've heard in ages.
What can you tell me of? What do you know of Drakkar, sir?
I've seen him once. He was perhaps the biggest of dragons. In fact, it was speculated he could have become the ruler of all dragons.
Oh.
However, for some reason, he chose isolation in the Scarred Lands, where he supposedly chose to. That's where he disappeared. Actually, he was a very powerful being. He interfered in the war at one point. However, he disappeared around the same time as the tieflings and the dark elves. From what I recall, he didn't much care for us. He said that we were wasting our potential.
Huh. I see.
Well, he wasn't wrong. We kept our differences. Our differences did keep us far apart. Even an old fool like me can see that.
Yes.
Despite this one, and he points to the illusionist, who looks very who looked just like fuck you, you old man. He's got that look of like, yes, pardon me for believing myself to be above the savages. It's like, yes, and forgive me for thinking that you're full of poppycock.
Poppycock. Poppycock. Nice. Sorry.
And he the guy he just makes a hand gesture and all of a sudden the illusionist can't speak. Like he's moving his lips but nothing is coming out. I'm tired of you.
I'm tired of you. Alright.
Now then.
Yes.
You say Drakkar taught them this ways.
That's what they've claimed.
Interesting. No one quite knew the magic that Drakkar wielded. It was very rare for dragons to even wield magic.
Yes, and I know that very well, which is why I'm quite surprised. I will have to. That is really all I know about in terms of what became of the city and how they brought it about.
Be on guard if Drakkar is involved, though. It was speculated that the dragon possessed powers that could rival gods. Whether this remained to be true or not was left to speculation. The only one who could probably answer that would be Drakkar himself, were he still alive.
Yes.
Dragons only have a year span of 1,000. I believe his was up long ago.
Yeah. And Celine intentionally doesn't mention the whole potential of Drakkar's spirit being within Sathros just because she knows it's probably not her thing to point out.
Fair enough.
Yeah, she just leaves it at mention the magic and Drakkar's possibly involved. Okay. But yeah, at this point, I kind of for the sake of,
and then you see a kind of a more militaristic looking mage. This is the high elven battle mage.
Ooh, nice.
What are your takes of their battle worthiness?
I do believe they've proven themselves so far to be capable, security wise. She's debating for a moment whether or not she should mention what just happened, of the whole attack on the three-eyed crow thing. And she's
do they seem capable of invading us?
That is where I will use the words of the Emperor in a sense of he has said he will not move beyond the Scarred Lands. He does not wish to. He simply wants to, reclaim the lands that belong to his people. Therefore, I am assuming that he is not in any way, shape, or form wanting to invade other territories that belong to the rest of us. Which, therefore, I would hope means there's no potential for war here.
I see.
Yes.
Are there any... It's very rare that things like these ever go smoothly, despite ever how long they've had to develop. Does the Emperor seem to be hiding anything?
Not from what I can tell, he seems a lot more open than I expected for an emperor. But no, as far as I can tell, I sense no deception. I sense nothing of the sort. And he's been very accommodating. But I will keep an eye out.
While you're doing that, some of them in the background are
rolled
like
like
talking
a bluff
about
check or something.
Yeah.
When he said that he wouldn't move past the scarred land.
Oh yeah, I should have rolled a bluff check.
That would have been an insight.
Okay, yeah, insight.
Okay.
What?
This is going to determine what these guys are talking about in the back.
Okay.
The older one, who seems to be in charge, actually you would know this guy. You don't really know his name because it's rarely brought up. They just call him the Elder.
Yeah, okay.
He is the one that seems to be in charge of the council.
Yeah.
He pretty much is the consensus behind everything. Well, after much deliberation, we would like to keep you there. Hopefully you're okay with that. If not, we can send someone else. You are free to do whatever you please, but keep in mind, your actions do reflect ours and our city, our entire species. Act as a peace bringer, and if you find anything that would suggest lying on this emperor... What was his name? The emperor's name was... Hold on, I got to pull it up one more time.
Yeah, I can remember only so many names at a time.
Yeah, that's fine. His name... That is the wrong way. Hold on. Here it is. Melik Helbrandt is his full name.
Helbrandt. Malek.
Melix, sorry.
Malix Helbrandt. Okay. Malix Helbrandt is the emperor's name.
Did you say Helbrandt?
Yes.
Wouldn't happen to be related to the Helbrandt, as in the tiefling who helped slay a demon king once, around 500 years ago, would he?
Celine would know this, I'm assuming. This history.
Actually, you would know this history, yes, but you didn't pay much attention to it. You passed over it. Your area of study is more of magic and religion.
Okay, that's fair. I'll take that. Okay, even though she does have an interest in history. Okay. Okay. Yes, I would assume there's a relation, possibly. I am not entirely sure myself.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
The hero who wanted nothing to do with royalty before's bloodline now rules an entire nation.
Sometimes.
Such an interesting turn of events, those tieflings.
Yeah, history can be very fun in that respect. So yes, on the being allowed to do as I please while still being respectful of my position as an ambassador, they have an issue
What?
that needs some investigation.
What kind of an issue? This is the battle mage, by the way.
Yeah, and at this point she kind of hesitantly brings up, there was, I bring this up with some hesitation simply because I am the three-eyed crow.
The second you say that, the archmage battle mage,
Yeah.
his eyes widen. Go
Yes.
on.
They seem to be determined to cause some disruption within this empire, and the emperor has received a lead on someone we might be able to find in order to bring them down, or at least partly. And the emperor has requested any help that he can get.
Tell him you'll have our support. The three-eyed crow has actually plagued our open city for some time. In fact, we haven't brought it up because we didn't want to incite a panic. But if their breach is beyond even our borders, and even now in this new empire,
Yes.
that is worrisome.
All right. I will gladly tell him that information. Thank you very
Keep
much.
in mind, any information you come across, deliver to us first.
Of course.
We need to know this enemy and what their goal is. No one's been able to get one of these bastards alive.
Yes. Oh, that proves beneficial. They have captured some of their assassins, and the emperor himself has offered one of them. And then Celine, at this point, Celine then mentions, I didn't say this earlier because I wanted to gauge the room in a sense. They did
the skirmish I happened to end up being unfortunately be a part of, I was being given a tour, and 3 of their assassins attacked. So one of them attacked me, unfortunately. And
Are you hurt, dear?
no, I'm quite alright. They've done a very good job of making sure that I have not been hurt. I mean, not been grievously hurt. However, I was not their target, so, or at least that's what we've learned. And so they've essentially offered one of the captured assassins for me, well, for us essentially to interrogate or judge as we please. For their...
They've offered us a prisoner, have they?
Essentially, yes. That's a bit of a long-winded way to say that. I apologize, but yes.
Tell this Emperor Hellbrand that we will gladly accept this prisoner, as it will help shine some light onto this organization's inner workings.
Yes, I will gladly deliver that to him as well.
Thank you. Do they have teleportation like the Dragonborn?
I know only so far. One of, it seems as if, yes, they do. One of their kind, one of the persons I was introduced to does have teleportation skills, and I've gathered that, yes, some of them do.
All right.
Yes.
Have them contact us next time so we may discuss where this prisoner will be delivered.
So they want the out of character contact.
They do want the prisoner.
They want
this is like
contact them directly, not through Celine, or like where we go talk.
It can be either through you or it can be through the Emperor himself.
Cool. Okay. Just to clarify.
Okay.
Awesome. I will. Okay.
We will be sending another convoy. It should be there within another 2 months or so. To help establish an embassy, if should that be allowed. We will hear back from you on that opinion.
I will.
We would like not to have a shape in this city, but at least have a bit more of a feet in the ground, if you would.
I understand. I will make sure that I relay this to the Emperor as well. I will see what his take is on the whole matter, and I will get back to you as soon as possible, possibly through the same method of communication, because it's very convenient, I would say.
Yes, quite. This is whatever they call us. We would like to learn whatever it is. I know was never really at these meetings anymore. Our chronomage.
Yes, the librarian.
Yes.
Okay, totally. Yes, he's very much engrossed in the library, which is seeming.
I don't think he'll ever be satisfied until he reads every single damn book. He'll be spending all of his life in there.
For some people that works.
I guess.
Alright.
Anyway, do you have anything else to report? Alright.
Yeah, Celine's I think that's all for now.
That is fine.
Yes.
Good work.
Thank you. I will do the elves a great honor.
Your mother gives you I'm so proud of you.
That's my little girl. And I'm she just it just looks at her mom
and then she gives you and then they're all right, until next time.
It's bye.
And then the fog
disappears
completely, dissipates into the ground. The mirror is now just a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
You've essentially have secured somewhat of a relation between the Black Sun Empire and the High Elven City.
Yes, good to go. Also, I guess now she's basically free to go. She thanks the escort that led her to the room, and though I'm assuming that
I'm gonna also assume that you were all speaking in Elvish the entire time.
Oh yeah, so they would have a fucking clue.
Well, some of them, you get the idea that some people might know.
Well, yeah, because some of them I'm guessing that Dark Elves would.
Oh, they speak Elvish.
Yeah. So anyway, she thanks escort that led her there. The people who were, I think there were some people who were chanting at the mirror. I don't know what they were doing, but
they are the ones doing the spell.
Yeah, so she thanks them all and takes her leave. And goes
all right,
back to her.
Callow.
Let's go back to the other guys.
You both are getting massaged.
Yeah.
So basically,
roll the massage.
Actually, that's what's gonna happen for me. I'm gonna roll the massage for both of you. So here is what you. So you're both sitting there for a minute or so, I wonder when that massage. Knock, knock, knock. Oh, actually, hold up. Yes. Hello. And then opening the door is both of you opening your doors. You both
Are we separate rooms?
Yeah, you're in separate rooms, but you both open your doors at the same time. There are two rather short but very buff-looking dwarves.
Oh no! This is not gonna go well.
We understand you wanted massage, yes?
Yes.
Stomp over your back.
This doesn't phase Callow. He's just fine with this.
Yes.
Alright, then we ask you to kindly strip to your undergarments, lay on your bed face first.
I do just that, no problem.
Callow's like, man, I just need to fix my back.
And before you say anything, madam, don't worry, I'm the gay one.
I fucking love it.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately, I didn't get the nice fine piece of ass.
One moment then. Everyone's gay for Callow.
I mean, you're easy on the eyes, man. You're a very handsome half-orc. Anyway, Oriana, how do you respond? Of course, the idea. So, the guy giving you a massage, his name is Derek. Oriana, brother giving you a massage, his name is Darren. Derek and Darren. The Dare brothers. The Dwarf brothers.
Nice.
That's actually on their business card.
Oh my god, yes.
They have a business card.
Honestly, I didn't expect dwarves to be here. What brings you?
The sights. Are you kidding? This is a beautiful city. Compared to where we were before, mountains, psh, no beauty in it at all anymore. I mean, look at this city. And also, the eye candy is pretty good as well.
I just love this guy already. It's fucking great.
This is Darren.
There.
Derek kind of like says like, so, I understand you are a mercenary. And as he's doing this, he's getting out. He's like cracking his knuckles.
Oh my gosh.
For Callow, like, well, I can see many nuts already.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Now let's see how good this is gonna go.
Massage.
He does get advantage because he is an expert.
Ooh.
Okay, Callow. The second he goes in for the full body, you feel not one, but you feel two knots just go. You just feel them moving around, and it's just like
Oh.
It's like, oh, yep, you got some pretty big ones, friend.
Oh,
And for the next hour or so,
Here, let's see if we can get a good all.
oh, there we go.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
You just popped 3.
Nice.
And Oriana,
Alright.
now we go to you. The sights, darling. After all, the men here are just fine. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, I haven't seen too many men yet.
Oh my God, Darren rolled a natural 20.
Oh!
So, Oriana,
Boy's having a great time right now.
Moriana, you've never had a massage before. You've heard it's good, but the second Darren gets his fingers into you and starts working out the kinks,
Freezing, my friend.
Listen.
That was
Zach.
Phrasing.
Zach, you're a good DM,
Yeah.
but I gotta tell you,
Fingers
your
on.
choice of words.
it's all on purpose. I
Fingers
guarantee.
on.
The
Alright then, my boy.
phrasing is all on purpose, by the way.
Okay.
I do this
Good.
knowing intentionally.
Good.
The second his
I
fingers
appreciate
get into your back, my God, his hands are magic. So this massage goes for a full hour for both of you. By the end of it, you are all limp. You feel Callow, you felt tense for a long time. You've been carrying a lot of tension.
Yeah.
You feel slouched. You feel relaxed.
I need this in my life.
You
What the fuck?
feel
I know,
bliss, man.
You know how
Where's
to
my crit 20 massage?
the fuck?
Moriana,
My neck needs
you never knew you were carrying tension, but damn,
If it was
this
no.
dwarf knew just what he was doing.
Oh, my leg.
And he has worked out every knot you've had, girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
He has made you feel so fresh. You might just be like asking, can I get one of them business cards?
Can I just get one of them right now? Like, fuck. Silly missing
Thank
out.
you very
Shit.
much.
Oh, not the problem, darling.
That's wonderful.
Well,
Beautiful.
Used to the opposite gender saying that, but yes.
Ah.
No, not in that way, actually. Well, not important.
Wait a minute.
Not important.
It's
Not important.
This is just right.
And then we go back to Callow. So Callow, I assume that it was satisfactory.
Yes, it was.
Very good. Might I interest you in a business card then?
Yeah.
He then gives you like a small, very, very finely crafted business card. It says the Dwarven Brothers. Expert massage.
Nice.
Yes, more foolish.
By the way, to tell you what he did for you, Cal, because your back is so muscularly dense, he actually had to walk on you for a little bit.
That's what I figured.
Moriana,
I'm small.
Moriana,
Moriana be
because
tiny.
you're like thin, you're not all that muscular. You didn't have to do that, but he got those knots out.
Good.
Yeah, damn
So
Sweet.
it is past our given time. We will pick it up next week.
Hopefully.
The party has you have successfully created relations between the Empire and your city.
Whoop whoop.
Callow, you are getting big bucks soon, and a favor from the Emperor. You have answered the question as to what was that fucking energy source. You know the answer.
But now, what to do with it?
Exactly. What does this mean for you all? And for those of you who are still watching this, who have stuck with us for how long has this recording been?
Maybe.
3 hours.
Nearly 3 hours of
Yeah.
recording. This will be the longest video I've ever posted.
Yeah.
So-
I'm gonna have to edit some parts though, because
Probably.
different shit. But it's
So
fine.
anyway, please, for the love of God, in the comments, let me know if you would like this more of the Black Sun Empire
I would be
continued,
glad to deliver.
because we are happy to deliver.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Join us next time whenever this episode comes out,
Oh yeah.
and be safe and love everybody.
Yay, love!
Also, subscribe to join the Red Rebellion. If I
Too late.
But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you guys next time. Later.